What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Deepish. I have learned that I have certain just like bad habits that I do either when I record these episodes or when I record the intros. And one thing I do every time an intro starts is I fiddle with the mic. So I'm sorry. Also, I have learned after listening back to the last couple episodes and editing them that I say like a lot. Way too much. So this is my formal public apology. You're not going to get too many of them, but this is one of them that I say like too much. And another one that I do that is bad is that I add filler words a lot. So when someone is saying something, I will go, yeah, right. Second formal apology you're getting for being annoying when people are talking. So I will try to be better about that too. What do you want me to say? We're growing. We're all getting better. It's the whole point. Trying to just not be the same old all the times. However, really great episode today. Can't wait for you to hear my conversation that I had with my friend AJ. And AJ, we kind of talk about this, I think, at the beginning of the episode. However, AJ and I have been mutually connected for a couple of years through my friend Trey, who was on a previous episode, one of my closest friends. He used to work with AJ on AJ's clothing brand. And so have known of each other for a while and then finally got to connect and record an episode. And we talked about so much different stuff in life. He tells some incredible stories about how he moved to Nashville and, kind of his journey when he's been here, what led him to creating his own clothing brand with a couple other friends, his journey in music, his upbringing. Talks about growing up in, a more urban area in Illinois, then moving to the country and being, a mixed son of a white mom with his dad not in the picture and a more remote part of Illinois. So just his story is incredible, and had such a blast getting to talk with him and tell stories and just kind of riff off each other. And so I think you'll get a really great picture of who AJ is and the wonderful human being that he is. And, he left that day and we both were like, I don't know. I said like again, sorry. But we both kind of looked at each other and were just had this same feeling of how much we see eye to eye in life and why in the world did it take us so long to actually meet and kick it and hang out. And so we talked for around probably 3 hours. I think only around 2 of them are being released. But we kind of had a timetable, and so you'll hear us at the end talking about how, we got to wrap up. He had some places to get to, and I had some things to get done, and so we could have talked for another few hours and feel like we barely scratched the surface of what we can talk about, and just a really fun episode, really fun conversation. So without any further ado, this is my conversation with my friend AJ Thomas. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Deepish. I just want to be honest. When we're recording this, we've been talking for an hour. I've recorded everything we've said, and none of it's going to make it in an episode. Because listen, You think I'm unhinged on what I release. You should hear me when I don't release. But I'm super stoked for today. I've got, honestly, we've been acquaintances for a while and finally got to met in person for the first time today. But I've got AJ Thomas, right? That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I really just doubted your last name for 30 seconds.
It's okay.
But
Thomas, I've gotten Thompson. I don't even know.
But
Raps like
AJ Raps is fire.
That was back in the day, brother.
Was that your SoundCloud name? Yeah. Was it really? That's unbelievable.
It was.
But AJ is the founder of NAPD,
Yeah.
a clothing brand here in Nashville. He is a DJ.
Yeah.
He was a college athlete.
Yeah.
Been a little bit of everything.
Yeah, bro. I've been everywhere, dog.
Dude, man, thank you so much for coming on Deepish.
Thank you.
I feel like it's a little long overdue. I feel like it's long overdue that we finally get to, like I said, like Trey Allen, who's one of my closest friends. He was on a couple episodes ago.
Bro, I love Trey so much, man. I miss him. I miss being around him.
Dude, I know. I don't ever see him anymore because he got this new job and he's engaged. And I'm like,
absolutely.
I'm like, dude, I remember. Dude, he practically lived with us for multiple seasons.
Oh yeah,
like he was at our house all of the time.
He's the best, man. Like,
dude,
pure heart and a hustler, an incredible artist.
Oh,
Just through
bro,
and through.
I know. He
And
really
everything
is.
he does creative. I'm a fan. So
same.
I love Trey.
Dude, he was like I've told this story on the podcast, but so he named this podcast.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and then he also helped come up with the name for Greenhouse. That's the media entity that houses the podcast, and he helped come up with that.
Makes sense. He's great,
dude. So like he and I are both very creative in different avenues, or different ways. But what I'm really really bad at is naming ideas. like dead ass. I'm so bad. So like I was gonna call this the Greenhouse Podcast. Super original.
Yeah,
very,
I get
creative.
that. I get that. Trey has a really cool way of like conceptualizing things.
Yeah, agreed.
At like a bird's eye.
Yeah,
simplifying it.
Yeah. 100%.
So I think some of the things that he does best is just like understanding where everyone's at and then defining kind of what that is.
Oh, dude, and that's where I think he and I have worked well together in the past when we've done stuff. It's like I can give you the big picture. This is what I want it to be. This is what we're gonna do.
Same.
But like details and stuff,
it's tough,
bro.
It's tough. We need our trays, bro.
Yeah,
we need our trays,
dude. So it's like and that's why I joke. I'm like, I got a guy for something in everything.
Absolutely.
And if I don't have the guy, I have a guy to get me the guy.
That's got the guy.
And people like when I say that, they're like, "What do you mean?" And then all of a sudden they call me and they're like, "Hey, here's what's going on." And I'm like, "Give me 5 minutes."
Yep, 100%.
And then I call them back and they're like, "Oh, you were for real?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah." Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah, like
we're good.
I'm like, they'll call you in 10 minutes and it'll be done.
Right.
Like, wow, thanks. I'm like,
How long have you been here?
In Nashville.
In Nashville.
11 years this year. We moved here in August of 15.
Bro, okay.
Yeah.
I moved here January 21st, 2016.
Okay.
So I just hit my 10 year.
Dude, yeah.
I figured like if you know somebody or you know somebody that knows somebody, you've been here for a minute. And,
dude.
Yeah.
And everybody in this town too is connected.
Absolutely. Especially like the 2014, 15, 16 crew that was here before the fourth boom.
Yeah, before that's like I joke about it. It's like, we moved here in 15 when the city was popping.
Yeah.
And then I feel like 18 was a boom and then 20 was a boom.
Yeah.
Another boom. The 20 boom was my least favorite.
Oh, and the 20 boom changed a lot.
I'll tell you why. And this is maybe going to offend people.
It's okay.
But whatever.
It's all right. We love everybody.
I do love you.
You
But what my least favorite thing that came out of it was architecture.
Okay. Can you expound on that?
Yeah. So let me tell this is so niche and it's so stupid, but it drives me crazy, the whitewashed build. Whether it's houses, whether it's businesses. And I feel like all of that came to Nashville in 2020.
Yeah.
Because all of the West Coast architecture stuff came here because you had lower taxes, you had the booming economy and all that stuff.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't want to drive through Belmead and see a house that looks like it's from Malibu.
Yeah.
It's like one of the beautiful things about Belmead in Nashville is that that neighborhood was founded in, I think, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, true.
Because the club was founded in 1901, which was when that initial neighborhood development started. Yeah. So it's like a lot of those houses are either from that time frame or based on that. So it's like that's such a niche nitpick thing. But
true.
I'm like, I hate that side of it.
Yeah.
But that's also a bigger thing.
Yeah.
For me is I'm like, I like the character of things that have been.
Got you.
And I think one of I literally had this conversation on this podcast I think it was with Tim Clark.
Yeah.
One of the things our country does really horribly at is letting things exist over time.
Okay.
So there's the first thing that we want to do when a building gets old, what do we want to do? We want to renovate it.
Yeah.
Or we want to tear down and build something newer.
Yeah.
Do you look at restaurants alone?
Yeah. True. True.
Okay, so here's a crazy one.
I know you got something in there.
Okay. Yeah. So on my episode with Trey.
Okay.
I talked about we got into this. Trey and I are both nostalgia people. So I love I've been accused of being told that I didn't grow up in the 90s because I was born in the 90s. And I'm like, did I live in the 90s?
Right.
Then I grew up in the 90s. So no, you were the babe. I'm like, Last time I checked, I'm right and you're wrong. This is my podcast. So
Yeah, exactly.
Tori's also now, my wife is now also anti like my side in that argument. She's like, you
Really?
grew up in the 2000s, not the 90s. And I'm like, I was born in 94. Like 6 years in the 90s is the 90s.
I was born in 91.
Yeah. So you would have a better argument of being
true,
of growing up
very
in
true.
Me.
Very
Tori
true.
was the 92, so she was like, we were more 2000s kids. But so on mine and Trey's thing, we ranked because every now and then I've quit doing it as much because I've got to like bank up some hot takes. But we do a hot take segment called "I Said What I Said."
Okay.
And that episode we ranked Disney Channel original movies.
Oh,
which was dude, I could
legendary.
But I got into this real niche discussion around Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And I specifically told Pizza Hut that they if they want to be cutting edge, they need to bring back their buffets.
I was gonna say
get away from the Pizza Hut Express, go back to
buffet.
So I posted a reel on TikTok and Instagram, and I tagged Pizza Hut on it on TikTok. They commented on it. Yeah. They commented on it.
Were they upset?
No, they commented and they put like asterisks and said taking notes.
Okay.
And so then I screenshot and put it on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
This literally, like when we're recording this just happened like last week.
No way.
And I put on my Instagram story and they DM me. Yeah. I'm like,
what'd they say?
They what did they say? Hold on, let me tell you.
Yeah, like they're trying to,
so my response was, I will gladly accept you as a sponsor of the podcast.
Right.
So Pizza Hut, when I post this and tag you in it,
absolutely.
I posted, I said, thanks Pizza Hut. And they said, you bet, with a sunglasses emoji.
Yo, Pizza Hut, really quick. I'm celiac now, so I can't really partake. But I will tell you this. Growing up as a kid on the west side of Rockford, playing basketball on 11th Street in Sandy Hollow, y'all know exactly where that is. If you're from Rockford, 815, we're all here.
I love how niche this is right now.
This is super niche, okay? But right off the highway, you turn onto Sandy Hollow, and it's the main road. There's a Pizza Hut that's right to the left, and across the street is called Ken Rock Community Center, and that's where I learned how to play basketball at 3-4 years old. Dang. Legit.
All right.
But bro, after that, we would go across the street to Pizza Hut.
Yes, you would.
And we were broke. So we would be able to go in there and you'd pay like $8.99 or something for all you can eat pizza. And I'm a big kid at the time, obviously still a big kid. But bro, that was a foundational piece of my childhood. It was the red roof and the like brownish black brick that,
dude, their tile was in the red cups.
Yes, dude.
Yep.
All of it.
And then they used to have the arcade games in there for a little bit too.
Right. Arcade games.
Yeah.
And then not only would they have, their legendary pizzas.
Yeah.
And, they knew us, so they would make like our favorites back there and put it on the buffet, and we would just basically eat the whole pizza.
Yeah.
But my main thing here is that the dessert pizza. The blueberry crumble with that and the apple with the crumble with the icing on it. Y'all need to bring that back, bro. That's the main thing. So along with what you're saying, that is the next phase of what needs to happen.
Dude, but there's just something about that of like, it was like 20, let's see, I graduated high school in 2012. So it was like 2012, 2013. I remember Pizza Hut closing their location in our hometown and creating a Pizza Hut Express and whatever their wing thing's called.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I want to say
Wing Street.
Wing Street, that's right.
There
It's not Wingstop, which Wingstop is, bro.
Well, RIP to that too for me. Celiac problems, gluten problems.
Dude, you can't have their fried wings? No way.
Gluten, bro. It's wheat.
Their wings.
Anything wheat? Yeah, it's just flour. Everyone uses wheat flour.
Oh yeah, and their wings are fried. And they've got flour.
Yep. Tragic, dog.
Bro.
It's a rough situation, but
yeah, my wife went gluten free in 2022.
Yeah,
she's not celiac. She just has like an intolerance to it.
Yeah.
So that's when I learned to make sourdough. But which is like dude, we just house sourdough. It's crazy. But now with if she had Harvey, she's like can tolerate gluten again. So she's just like eating regular food. She's like, man, this is kind of nice.
That's fire.
But
That's fire.
We love Wingstop, dude. Their fries are I hope the Lord never allows me to be be celiac and have to be gluten free because I would be miserable.
Oh, it's life changing. It did change my life for the better.
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
My wife is the one that discovered that I had it.
Okay,
because I couldn't I couldn't walk up and down stairs anymore, dog. Like my joints were so inflamed.
Dude, isn't that crazy though? How
crazy.
Well, that also brings up a point about how jacked up our flour in America is.
Absolutely,
Because
it's insane.
So because I make
insane.
sourdough bread, I've also started making sourdough pizzas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I found this. There's this like family-owned company in Eastern Virginia or somewhere in Virginia that sources and sells Italian flours.
Oh yeah,
dude. So before Tori was pregnant, she had a pizza, like wasn't sourdough. It was like a regular pizza that was made with I think it's called a Polish, something like that. It's like kind of like the starter for a good pizza dough.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it was just Italian flour. Didn't mess with it one bit.
Dude, it's
one bit.
We could the first hour that you guys will never see. We got into a lot of different things.
Yeah,
that's another
thing that could come up in that. Yeah,
we could definitely get into the food industry.
That comes back
America.
to this. This can go with my my conspiracy theory that we're living in a simulation.
Absolutely,
but I digress.
Yeah,
but no. So you just mentioned your wife.
Yeah,
you've been married for almost a year in May.
Yeah. We're going on 9 months. February 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Valentine's Day a big deal? When we're recording this, it's almost Valentine's Day. Do you have to do a lot for Valentine's Day?
Bro, you know what's so crazy? Because I know we're gonna get into all of it, but the first Valentine's Day that Kat and I had, we had gone and visited some friends in Breckenridge and
dang,
went snowboarding.
That's fire, bro.
Which was awesome. And I taught her how to snowboard. We had the best time. We were just brand new dating. We had just started dating.
Dude, that's a bold thing to take her to Breckenridge.
Absolutely.
When you've been dating
her.
to teach her when you've been together for 2 weeks.
Literally, like, it was like, I think we had been together literally like 3 months. Like 3 months at that time. So it was a test.
It was fresh.
But on our way back, we were flying back Valentine's Day weekend.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you remember, this would have been 2020 into 2021.
Okay.
2021, we got a crazy snowstorm in February. Crazy. That was the one.
Yeah, we sure did.
Dude, it was wild. Yeah. Like everything was shut down, kind of like what happened a couple weeks ago, but it was snow and not ice, right? Like
I never want to see ice again.
I know, right?
Oh
yeah, for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But there's snow, everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyways, we land in Atlanta on our connecting flight back from Colorado, and it was the 13th of February.
Okay.
And we were trying to get home so that we could do something for Valentine's Day. Well, we ended up staying that entire day in the airport, basically on Valentine's Eve.
Oh.
Ended up having to go to a hotel that night. I ordered pizza at like 2 a.m, Valentine's Day morning, basically. And we had our Valentine's that night. And then we sat in the Atlanta airport again the entire next day on Valentine's Day.
Nothing like spending your first Valentine's Day in Hartfield Jackson.
Yeah, literally, bro. So we were there, but randomly Breland was there as well, which is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He ended up Ubering back from Atlanta.
No.
Yeah, all the way, and beat us back, bro. He beat us back.
I would not want to see that Uber bill.
Oh, it actually wasn't crazy. It was
2021 things.
It was like $250 with tip. It was crazy, bro. Like I should have
that
just
now
done
would
that.
have been like
it would be
like $1,500.
Oh, easily.
Easy
but then the next few Super Bowls, the next few Valentine's days, I was at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
With the clothing company.
Yep.
So we've never. Dude, the first Valentine's Day we ever spent together was last year.
If it makes you feel better.
At home.
Valentine's Day for us is like nothing. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Our anniversary is February 7th. So it's like the greatest hack ever.
Right. Oh, dude. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday, Saturday was our 11-year anniversary.
Wow. Bro.
Yeah, bro. We got married. I was 19 when we got married. Or I'm sorry, I was 20. Way. Yeah. She mocks me profusely because I literally couldn't drink on our honeymoon. That's a fact, dude. I was so young.
So funny,
but
bro.
So like our first Valentine's Day dating was 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We started dating December of 13.
Yeah.
And like we'd known each other since we were. Tori's older than me. We went to the same Christian school, so like we'd known each other since she was in middle school.
Yeah.
Started dating December of 13. Valentine's Day, like actual Valentine's Day, she had to work. She was getting ready to finish nursing school, so she was externing
Got
I
it.
think it was on like a Friday. So she always worked Fridays. And so I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get her flowers. I'm gonna surprise her.
Yeah.
And she hadn't moved out of her parents' house. She was still living at home,
Mhm.
finishing school. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go. Like her parents live 30 minutes from me. I was like, I'm just gonna go over there, surprise her,
Right.
and so that I can see her on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be sweet. She gets off work. She calls me. Where are you? I'm like, why? She's like, I'm at your parents' house and your car's not here. Because I didn't live at home, but the apartment I lived in I was a youth pastor at the time.
Yeah.
Our water got, there was a chemical spill.
Oh, okay.
And so I wasn't living at home because our water was
Yeah, you can't.
whatever.
Right.
And so I was like, I can't shower. So anyway, so she's like, why aren't you at your car's not here? I'm like, yeah, I'm not home. She's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at your fucking parents' house waiting on your ass to get home.
Right.
And she's like, she was so pissed at me.
Yeah.
Because she was trying to surprise me.
Had
And I'm
your
like,
first couple fight on Valentine's Day.
yeah, I think we actually got into a bigger fight that weekend.
I would guess so. I would guess so.
Yeah, probably. And honestly, we probably got in a fight because I said something stupid.
Probably. It's
Which
always
98% of our fights are like, I say something stupid.
Yep. Same.
Or that she just doesn't like something I say. And
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're not pissed at me, you haven't been around me for 10 minutes.
Right. Right.
But so
I
that
feel
was
you.
and then the next year we were married, and we spent our first married Valentine's Day in a hotel room in Cocoa Beach. And she was sick after our honeymoon at the tail end of our honeymoon.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and honestly, I never want to go to Cocoa Beach ever again. There is nothing to do there.
Oh yeah, I've never been, but
There's
just no.
I don't know why
Sounds
we ended
wild.
up there.
I feel like Cocoa Beach was in like all the movies and stuff when we were growing up.
Yeah,
Like, go to Cocoa Beach.
So my dad's friend
some-
was
I don't
he was a travel advisor at the time. He booked our whole trip, and we were like, our cruise was like Monday to Friday, and I was like, oh, we don't want to come back on Friday or Saturday, so we were gonna come back the following like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, like Cocoa Beach was like 45 minutes from Port Canaveral, which I think is where we docked at on our cruise.
Mhm.
Which at that time cruises were great. I could not get on a cruise now.
No shot.
No shot.
No shot, bro.
It freaks me out to think about getting on a cruise.
Yeah,
again.
same, dog.
And Roman's like, I want to get on a cruise. I'm like, hell no.
Like,
But
sorry, bro.
I'm like, no,
that
now
ship has
we
sailed.
can take a flight and go to an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah,
I'm in.
for sure.
But our cruise was sick. Anyways,
Yeah.
I digress. And so we end up at this, and we stayed like a Hilton. Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember what we stayed, but I remember we ordered pizza like 4 nights that week because
yeah.
they had no room service.
Right. Was it Pizza Hut?
No, the only thing close was Domino's.
You're supposed to
I
say
know.
yes.
I should have said yes.
For the
But-
sponsor.
Okay, but hold on. Pizza Hut, I love you. I want you to sponsor this podcast. But by this point in time, Pizza Hut's quality was not as good.
Oh, yeah,
So-
true.
So like Pizza Hut, we can have conversations about what you changed in your recipe. But I digress. But so we got like Domino's, and there was a restaurant down at the pool I think we ate at once or twice, but it wasn't like hot there at the time either. It was
Right.
cold.
Right.
And then she got sick. So like we literally walked like a mile to a grocery store to find medicine for her.
Oh, my God.
It was this whole thing. And then we took a cab. This was before Uber.
Yeah, this is before Uber,
We took a
bro.
cab to a mall, ate at a Carrabba's. The cab ride was the most expensive thing I did for like 10 days.
That's probably $35.
Dude, it was, and the guy's just like,
50
I'm just
bucks.
watching the ticker. Just,
Yeah.
Dude, I grew up in Huntington, West Virginia. We didn't ride cat in cabs.
Exactly.
You ride in a cab in West Virginia. God knows what could happen.
Right. You're like, I thought everybody rides in these. How's it this expensive?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's impossible.
And I am dead convinced the guy took the long way to charge us more.
For sure.
With
That's
no
what they
question.
do.
Well, then we got snowed in Florida because there was a massive snowstorm in West Virginia. Our flight, we'd already checked out. And then I get an email, your flight's been postponed because of the snow. So then I had to get a new room check back in.
Oh, yeah. No, you
Dude,
might
it
as
was-
well just got back on that cruise ship, bro.
I could have taken 2 cruises by the time but anyways, so
Yeah.
that's a whole random tangent about how our first Valentine's Day, my wife was pissed at.
Yeah.
And now we don't have to celebrate it.
Right.
But so the way our anniversary falls now,
Yeah.
Roman is always off for like an extended weekend, the following weekend, like Valentine's weekend, because they do a teacher in service or conference or something, and then President's Day.
Okay.
So we always do something for anniversary that weekend, which is Valentine's Day weekend.
Right.
Which is just because like right now her mom will keep the boys or they're like, but now we've got a newborn, so I'm like, we can't go stay. We
oh yeah,
we normally
dude.
go stay somewhere and do something fun. This year it's like we're gonna get an hour and a half to go eat food or something.
Yeah, it's not happening, bro.
So last year on our anniversary, we went to Columbus for our anniversary, which is just like the most insanely random thing. But it was like the biggest city that we hadn't gone for a trip.
Yeah.
Near her mom, where we could take our boy or our oldest up there to stay with her. And so it's Valentine's weekend. I just weren't thinking about that. We're on our way up there, and Tora's like, I was eating sunflower seeds. She's like, those smell awful. I'm like, what? I said, are you pregnant? She said no. She's like, I'm getting ready to start my period.
Right.
Maybe that's TMI. I might get yet after that. Whatever. I was like, I don't believe you.
Right.
It's like, I eat sunflower seeds around you all of the time, and you never say anything.
Right.
And she's like, no, no. I'm like, we call it Shark Week in our house.
Damn.
Isn't that funny, bro?
You're playing with fire, bro.
We call it Shark Week.
Okay.
Bet. And she calls it that too.
All right, bet.
So it's just what it is.
You're on the same page.
Yeah. So she's like, which I got from a buddy of mine like years ago. Anyways.
Respect.
So long story short, we're staying at this like worst Airbnb I've ever stayed at in Columbus. I don't know why. It just sucked. It was like, you ever stay somewhere and you're just like, it looks sick, and then you get there like, this is awful.
Right. Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Well, like there was not a good place, like, because like when we go on trips like that, like we'll go and do stuff, and then we just like want to sit. We have kids.
Yeah.
At the time we had 8 kids, so like we just want to like breathe.
Right.
So we'll like watch movies and chill and not do anything.
Right.
Well, there was like the TV was mounted like 6 feet in the air. There was a couch with no feet. It was the most uncomfortable thing. It was awful. It was just, yeah, dude, you know what I'm talking about. It sucked. But
Absolutely.
So on Sunday morning, we'd been there for like 2 days. Sunday morning, she walked. It was the day. I don't remember if that was Valentine's Day or it was the day after. It might have been Valentine's morning. She walks down. She goes, I need to go buy a pregnancy test. It was like 11 a.m. And I'm like, dude, and also it had snowed like 9 inches that morning in Columbus. Yeah, and so we drive a mile. Yeah, we drive a mile and a half to the Walgreens, and she's like, walks in and buys a pregnancy test, and she goes, I look like a teenager that is trying to hide a pregnancy test from my parents. And like, it doesn't help that Tori doesn't look old. Tori looks she looks the exact same as when we got married. And she's like, at 11 a.m. she comes out, she looks at me, she goes, I'm not opening this. You are. And I opened it and looked at her, and I was like, oh my God. She's like, what? I said, here we go again.
There it is.
And now here we are. We have a 3-month-old named Harvey.
That's wild, man. Well, congrats, bro. That's super dope.
I appreciate it. So how much has your life changed, if at all, since you and Kat got married?
It's a great question, bro. I think it's really changed just on my end. Personally, just the security of having a partner that you know isn't going to go anywhere. You know, like I think it's something that I can't really necessarily explain perfectly, but it just feels like someone has anchored us to the ground or to each other or something like that, to where you feel like you have a partner now for real through anything. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. It's not an elective to where she could go back to her place and you figure this out on your own and whatever. Like, it's just it's a sense of security that I didn't really understand. I grew up with only my mom.
Okay.
So single parent household until she got remarried when I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay. So you were older.
So I was older, and we, there's a lot to that as well. But seeing like a healthy, happy, young marriage, like I'm not really used to seeing that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, growing up with just your mom.
Yeah.
Your dad's not in the picture.
Yeah.
Was he in the picture at all? Or
no?
Okay.
Never.
So you grew up with just your mom.
Yeah.
And how hard has it been for you not having a picture as a kid of a healthy marriage, of a couple?
Yeah.
To navigate you being a healthy and supportive husband?
Yeah.
Has that been hard for you? Or
I think,
do you feel like it's kind of come naturally as you've like gotten into it?
I mean, it's hard to know if I'm doing it right or wrong, because I don't really, I guess I don't know. Like I had a lot of friends that, I went to their houses and things
Mhm.
like that. When you're a only child and of a single
You were an
mom,
only child?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm an only child. So like only child, single mom. So I'm not really getting information. I'm not asking her all this information or like how
Yeah.
she, it's a weird position to be in as a kid, right? And so I'm going to my friends' parents' houses and things like that. And you see their dynamic, but you only see so much because you're the guest and
Yeah.
it's a facade sometimes,
Oh,
right?
for
So,
sure, yeah. Especially when you're, like, the best friend at a kid's house.
yeah.
Everyone's on good behavior.
Everyone's trying to be on good
We
behavior.
should bring
right?
back sleepovers.
Dog, I wish, bro. Like, I'll post up over here. Why not?
Hey, okay, that's part of the reason we bought such a big house.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause, like, why can't my friends come just crash on my couch?
I don't
For fun.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, you and Kat just come over, we'll just have a big time. I've got a lot of bourbon.
Yeah, see, come
And
on.
and then during March Madness, that's gonna be the
That'd be
and
incredible.
then we just put the projector screen right there.
Right there. It'd be
But
awesome.
anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they've been canceled for kids. Everyone's anti-kid sleepovers, but anyway.
yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever you
We
want.
just need to bring it back. But
Yep, that's the moral.
I think 100%. I think I th- it's like hard because you don't know if you're doing it right, but then it's also easy because I feel like I have a wide open platform. I have a
Mhm.
wide open map. I don't really have like the bumpers up on the bowling lane.
Yeah,
right?
that's an interesting thing to say because it makes me think. Brought this question to mind.
Mm.
Do you feel like, in a sense, there is a level that it's almost easier for you
Mhm.
because you don't have preconceived notions of what you saw in your mom and dad?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. So
I don't know that I've ever had that perspective
yeah,
from anybody.
it's a weird perspective, and it's probably it's I probably should go to therapy about a lot of these things, of course, right? But
I feel that.
there's ways to look at things,
Yeah.
right? Like there's ways to look at this world and the things that we're in and see everything for what it's not.
Mhm.
And if you do that, you're gonna find a whole lot of dark things, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
We've had really good conversation all the way up until this point, but if you go searching for things, you're gonna find it. It doesn't matter what it is.
100%.
If
Yeah.
you're searching for the
absolutely.
darkness of things, or if you're searching for what's wrong with things, you'll find way more wrong than you intended.
Mhm.
So in my head, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is right at all. In my head, though, I choose to see the world for what the potential could be, or
Yeah, sure.
I try to see people that way too, of what they could be, and not necessarily what they are in the moment or
Yeah.
that time.
Well, it's exhausting to constantly live in a place where you're
Yeah,
always looking for the wrong.
exactly.
It
It's like-
just it just is, man. If every person is always a bad person
yeah,
until they prove themselves not to be,
right.
or if everything is inherently bad and there's always an agenda,
Mhm.
that is an exhausting way to live.
It's exhausting, and you'll never be you'll never find maybe your full potential to be happy.
100%,
free,
because you're living bound by the chains of and I understand that, like, some of that is nurtured by experience.
for sure.
So they've been burnt,
yeah,
and
who hasn't though?
yeah, right. And that's the things, like, we were talking earlier. It's like, I mean, some of my stories, like,
Yeah,
I could allow what has happened in my life to just cause me to be. Nah, I mean, I am a little cynical.
I mean, yeah, but
it's like,
there's a
but-
humor to that.
yeah,
that's a
correct.
coping
yeah,
mechanism.
for
you, right?
sure. And so, but at the same point in time, is like, what it also didn't keep me from doing was living life on an island and removing every person
Mhm.
that, because they where I hit at the point in time in life is, I'm like, listen, I've got my people.
Yeah,
And I was just talking about this with someone the other day, because we're talking about somebody mutual we know, and and they're like, they kind of in a similar place like you all, but like, you all have fought to be around people. I'm like, that's because I'll lose my fucking mind if
yeah,
I'm not
literally.
with friends. And so it's like,
Yeah.
but that's the way I'm wired. It was like,
Yeah,
but so it's like, the flip side of that is, you can allow your experience to shape you negatively or positively.
exactly.
And I think that's what I get with you
Mhm.
is, yeah, you didn't grow up with a dad,
Yeah,
but the flip side of that is, you also didn't grow up with a picture of a bad dad
exactly. Right.
or a bad husband,
right.
and have these ideas of like, oh, mom and dad had a great relationship or a good relationship. Because I think that's what can naturally happen, is either you are trying to strive and attain a good picture, and then you feel like a failure if you're not, or you're trying to strive and attain to not be what they were.
Yeah.
And then you overwhelm yourself with generational trauma, and I'm trying to not recreate. And
right.
So that's
and there are
very interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And there are elements though to that where, whenever Kat and I, God willing, do have kids, like I will be striving to never have my kids be without their dad.
100%, which is a great thing.
Exactly. So, there are things that you take from that you do understand. I'm not saying that I'm blindly walking through life and not understanding the bad
I don't take
things that happen,
I don't take it that way at all.
But we don't need to live in the bad. We can acknowledge it. We know that it's there. We can understand it. Let's study what it is and figure out how to make things more positive. But I try to bro, I've been through it all, bro.
For sure.
Like I've besides losing well, actually that's not true either. But I was gonna say besides losing a parent, but I think I've been through so many things in life, bro.
Yeah.
And I've chosen to look at it one way and be negative, and I found myself super depressed.
Dude.
A college dorm room on the bottom bunk with a bottle of whatever I could get my hands on, drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. Or, I've not been able to go to class because of a breakup, or we've all been there, right? We acknowledge that things happen and bad things happen, right? But then I've also been on the other side of those things, and I've dealt with it in a more positive light, and really understanding what happens, taking it in as it comes, and then choosing, how you want to view those situations and what you want to take moving forward, whether that's good, bad, or making the bad into good because you find those lessons, in life.
And I think that is a very good driving force of life when it comes to, like you're saying, like you've experienced bad things and you've handled it on both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
And then you sit here and you look at it and you go, okay, when I handled it this way, I was miserable, I was depressed, I didn't want to live.
Right. Hyper focused on just terrible things. It's like I'll never figure this out or be the same, or I don't know how I'm ever gonna get out of this.
When you were in those stages of life, what was, so you're had something bad happen, you're dealing with something bad, you get in a funk, you get in that cycle of depression, and like only way out is to drink or to cope. You find a coping mechanism.
Right.
How did you find your way out of that?
Fellowship, people, best friends, also going to see a therapist.
Yep.
Like I went and talked to somebody that was a professional about it and started understanding perspective.
Dude, that is, I think, one of the biggest pieces of life. Is perspective.
Absolutely.
And perspective doesn't come in the moment. No. And that's what's hard.
Yeah. Right.
Is like when you're in the midst of it, you don't have the perspective of what to do. It's like until you then, that's why they say hindsight's 20/20, dude. Because like when you're in the midst of it, it's like I've been questioned of things I've done in my life, and I'm like, listen, looking back, I handled that incorrectly. However, in the moment, I did what I thought was the best to do with the limited knowledge and information ability that I had.
Exactly.
But perspective comes from time, and perspective comes from people, I think.
Yep.
It's talking. So I think that's but then when you go through that, you sit and you talk to a therapist, you have your friends come alongside you and help you out of those dark places. But what that did, though, is it taught you how to properly handle it. So now you've got the tools.
Right.
And I think that is something that's hard to watch. People will walk through hard times and not have the tools to know it, but also not be receptive to the tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a whole other...
That is a whole other thing.
A whole other topic.
Yeah.
But that is, I think, both of us being people. One of the hardest things for me in life is to see something. I mean, I could tell you something right now and you would be like, what? But I could tell you, so to see something, to tell the truth, and the person not receive it.
Yeah.
Like because I've been, let me preface, like, I've been that guy too.
Yeah.
Like, I've been the guy that people come up and they go like, hey, I know what you're doing and what you're seeing, know what you're dealing with, but I'm a little older. I've lived a little more, have a little more life experience. I was just telling someone a story about this the other day.
Yeah.
I'll tell a quick story.
Say, you got to do it.
So
you got to hit it.
When I was a sophomore in high school, I went to from first grade through 10th grade, I went to the same small Christian school in West Virginia. And for whatever reason, like, what I could tell you a lot of things happened between, like, we also went to the church that was associated with the school off and on a couple of times. My dad did some work for the school. He was their computer technician. Long story short, he gets put in a bad spot. I know of everything he's dealing with. Puts our family in a bad spot. And it was it was 2008, 2009. It was very, very conservative West Virginia. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bob Jones University in South Carolina.
I've not.
It's KJV only, very strict, women wear dresses world.
Oh, King James Version? Wow.
So, like, very strict conservative. And that was the world we were in. And my parents were kind of coming out of some of that. So we were in a very weird spot. And so between my freshman and sophomore year, I went to a church camp in Virginia that my dad's family, like my best friend in the world, his dad was the camp director till he passed away in 2018. And so I become friends with a lot of people that my cousin went to school with in Virginia.
Right.
And I was like, I'm done. I want to move. I want to leave. I want to leave Huntington. I want to move here. I want to go to school here. And we considered it. But I was just like, I'm done being at the school I was at.
Yeah.
I was so over everything. There was so much had happened. I was like, for whatever reason, I should have pointed out I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And so somewhere in the midst of first semester, my basketball coach was one of my family's closest friends. To this day, is still a very close friend of mine, very dear friend. He calls me on like a Sunday night or Monday night. He said, hey, we're both skipping school tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to play golf.
Wow.
So he took a PTO day.
Wow.
I don't know if he might get mad at me for telling the story.
Hey, no.
Like I said, he listens. It's my podcast. Right. This was 15 years. Wait, hold on. This was 17 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Can tell the story. So he skips school, takes me to play golf, takes me to dinner. We sit down at Penn Station and he looks at me and he said, hey, I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I know what your family's going through. I know all of it. Trust me. Stick it out.
Wow.
He's like, trust me. Just, I have your back. And now, granted, I might be missing some minutiae details of things he said, but when he hears this, he will text me and tell me that I had some detail wrong. And so will my dad.
Yeah.
My dad loves to correct me when I say something, when I tell a story about him in his podcast. He'll text me.
That's okay.
He'll be like, bud, you love to tell stories your way that have like 5% truth and whatever.
Well, that's okay. It's your perception though, right?
Exactly. So to make a long story short, I ended up ignoring him because I was so set in my ways. I'm leaving. I'm done. And I'll leave. And then after I graduated, so we've talked about this a lot over the years.
Yeah.
And it was one of those situations where I think, like, rather than deal with what was hard, I ran from it to try to get something easier.
Yeah.
And but also, like, I didn't want to be put in a box. I never have wanted to be like, it's why I'm wearing a Jonas Brothers t-shirt, a cardigan, and an NAPD beanie. It's just like, you're not going to put me in a box. Like,
exactly.
So so I ended up leaving, and which started this like weird Christian school feud between,
of course.
Like, I was telling someone last week when I was telling them this story, I was like, I remember going back to play there my sophomore year, and it being like as much animosity as a Christian school environment can have. Like,
yeah. Absolutely.
It was this whole thing. It was hilarious. Which, like, you look back now, it's funny to think about.
Right.
But so all of that says, like, that whole long story to say, I've been the guy who's been told, like, I have more life experience. Trust me when I tell you that what you want to face or what you want to do and what you're facing, just stick it out.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
And so now as an adult to, like, tell people, like, hey, I love you. Here's what you're not seeing, and here's the reality, and then to just ignore it.
Right.
And then distance. Oh.
I mean, bro, you're a dad to an 8-year-old and a 3-month-old.
Yeah.
When that 8-year-old is 16, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're telling him
100%
that is this exact conversation, right? And it's normally relationships. It's normally, you break up with somebody and it's, listen, I know.
Oh, and I was that kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
And
it's like
that's where a lot of this, comes from at the beginning, where it's like,
Yeah.
that heartbreak you feel from a relationship that you think you're gonna be together for forever.
Bro, you're a senior in high school, and I was
Yeah.
convinced my girlfriend in my senior of high school, we were gonna get married and we were gonna have
Bro.
all this stuff, and then you look back and you're like, "Why?
Why,
You were
bro?
17, dog."
But I'm sure at some point,
Yep.
whether it was a family member or a older, homie on the team or something like that, whatever, that probably told you like, hey, there's a big world out there. Or like, hey, I've seen your relationship with this person and I've done this before and it's probably not gonna work out. Like, you don't need to do that.
But let me tell you.
But
just get depressed. I remember dude, we dated for like 3 months.
yeah.
Like we were officially in a relationship.
Longest 3 months of your life.
Bro, when you're 17, dog, that
Right.
3 months is 3 years, and you're
Absolutely.
blissfully happy, and you hang out once a week.
Yes, dude.
We went to different schools. We were 4 different minutes away. It was this whole thing.
Did you kiss?
100%.
Dog, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You might as well have been married.
You might as well have put a ring on and have a baby.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I remember I was helping coach an AAU team at the time.
Yeah.
She broke up with me. I
Yeah.
don't know why I remember. I remember random details from like
Dude,
years ago.
traumatic
Yeah,
experience.
trauma. You
Took
talk about
3 months,
trauma,
brother.
dog. 3
Right.
months to be over.
Right.
I gave you my heart.
Right.
Dude, now I'm married for 11. I've been married 11 years. I have 2 kids.
Exactly.
And he's talking about a breakup in high school.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're right, though. It's like, but it's all of that, though, to like jokingly
Yeah.
say, it's like, it's the people around you, though, who like see it. And you talk about parenting. It's like, every teenager is going to hit a point in time where they're like, my parents don't know shit.
They don't know anything. They've never gone through what I've gone through.
I talked about this on an episode. When we're recording this, I don't think it's come out yet, but by the time this comes out, it'll come out. One of my biggest complaints in life is that, and I was this way, as kids, we don't realize it is our parents' first time parent.
Exactly.
And you don't realize it until you become an adult.
Yes.
And especially when you have a kid and you go like, oh my gosh, my parents, and that's why I get frustrated with people who want to just dump on their parents and say they have all this trauma.
Yeah,
and so it's like, and that is in no way to discredit people whose parents were absent and not good parents. But it's like people whose parents were there and then they like become adults and are like, I've just distanced myself from my parents. I'm like, why? They're like, well, they did this stuff. And I'm like, respectfully, I mean, no offense and do not want to intend to be hateful. Yeah. It was your parents' first time being a kid.
Literally.
Or being a parent to a child. To like be responsible for an entire ass living, breathing, shitting, pissing human being.
Crying, yelling.
Yeah, dude.
Eating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I just, but like, so
100%.
Every kid though goes through that phase of my parent knows nothing and they don't. And so it's like, I just get frustrated though when you get to adult and then you still hold bitterness when you finally reach like, man, like, you know what's that old thing is like the stages of life. It's like when you're 5, you just want your dad. When you're 15, it's like, my dad doesn't know anything. And then when it's 25, you're like, I want to learn from my dad. And then when you're 55, you're like, I wish my dad was here to see what I'm doing. It's that whole cycle.
Exactly.
And that's my version made up. But my whole thing when it comes to parenting, when you talk about this conversation of like, kids will be like, my dad knows nothing.
Yeah.
I want to do everything I can. And I was just talking about this with a friend whose son is the same age as Roman. I want to do everything I can at this stage of life so that when Roman is 16, he might think I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But he still comes to me.
Yes. Right.
And he still says, hey, Dad, here's what's going on.
Yes. Right.
And
Right.
And I'll tell you this. I'm talking way too much, but I'm just going to.
You're good, bro. Story. We're just having conversation.
Yeah, we are. And I love it.
Yeah.
This is a great conversation.
This is great.
So the other day, Tori's back to work now. She works 12s in the hospital, 2 a week.
Dude, you have a 3-month? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes quick, bro.
Damn, dog.
It comes quick, dog. Yeah.
We could get into all that really fast. In Canada, they get like a year.
Dude, I know.
Off.
Yeah.
I got a friend that just had 2 babies.
Yeah.
And she basically, she was pregnant, she got maternity leave, had the child.
Yeah.
She got off the whole next year, got pregnant again.
And had another year off.
Yeah. And like she still has her job and they're not like,
They're not
mad at her.
No. It's just
what a thought process.
What a thought process that a mom actually gets to be home with their baby.
Oh my gosh.
When in the reality too in our culture, like we couldn't afford for Tori to not work.
No,
right now.
Exactly.
There's no way.
It's impossible. But now it's 3 months in and she's
back working.
It's TMI. She's breastfeeding now.
Yeah.
This is normal for mom.
100%.
We shouldn't really have to like censor that. Like that's a thing.
It's very normal.
That should be a thing. But like, dude, she's breastfeeding right now, and like,
and she's got to be away from the baby.
She's got to. Yeah, bro. What?
Yeah, from like she leaves for work at 5:45, gets home at 7:30.
Dog.
7:45. Like, yeah, no, it's their long ass days. Let me tell you something.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't.
No, bro. No, but you're right. Like we talk about it all the time. It's like the American healthcare system.
Crazy.
And the scheduled time off, like all of that is, of all things America's done great, there's certain things that I'm like, that's one of those that we've
fundamental.
I have some thoughts there, but I'm not going to say in public.
Yeah. Same.
But so she worked her first time since being back to work, she worked back-to-back shifts.
Wow.
She worked Wednesday and Thursday. And so on those days, I get up, take Roman to school, get Harvey up. He and I we get him in the truck. He rides with me. He rides home. He and I are together all day. I try to do some work here and there when I can. Then we go pick brother up. And some days Harvey screams the whole time, and other times he's good.
Right.
Thursday he was good. He didn't scream the whole time. But we get Roman. He gets in the truck and he's just kind of like in a mood. He's in a funk.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to get McDonald's. I'm like, dog, we're not getting McDonald's.
Right. It's not happening.
He's like, I want McDonald's. And I'm like, well, your Uncle Matt's coming over. He's bringing us pizza. Where from? I told him where. He's like, I don't like their pizza. And I'm like, bro, I love you. We're not going to act that way.
Nope.
Your Uncle Matt is bringing dinner to us. I don't. So then he's kind of in a mood. I'm like, what's your deal? He's like, I just want McDonald's. I'm like, we're not getting McDonald's.
Right.
Dog.
Right.
So we kind of go on and he's just struggling the whole evening. Just not listening.
Yeah.
Just, in his own little world, whatnot. And I'd had it.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
And so Tori gets home and I looked at her and I was like, I am ready to beat it.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated, dude.
Right.
And as a parent, you have those days. You're like, and like I don't spank him because if I'm gonna spank him, it's gonna be out of anger and it doesn't teach him anything good.
Exactly.
So I'm not like anti-spanking. It's just for us. It's like
sometimes you just want to squabble up, bro. Sometimes you just want to throw the dude.
And so
put the gloves on.
And I'll let him, and then I will pick him up and I'll throw his ass on the couch real quick. And then he's gonna learn.
Right.
So
right.
We finally my buddy that was here leaves. Tori takes Harvey to bed. Roman and I are in his room. He's laying down, and he out of nowhere, he's like, sorry I was struggling so much earlier. He's like, it was a really long day today.
Wow.
And I'm like, what happened? And he goes, well, we had this new kid come shadow, and I was assigned to him, and he shadowed me all day. And so I had to do all this stuff to help him. And he's like, and it was just really hard, and it was hard on me. And so I'm sorry I was struggling.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to talk about feeling small?
Wow, bro.
Dude, he's 8.
Wow.
And has the awareness and consciousness of emotions to process. That all comes from his mom.
Oh,
but
my
but to process that and to be able to communicate that he knows he wasn't listening, he knows he wasn't doing well, and that's why.
Holy cow! And all he wanted was some McDonald's just to be happy at the end of the day because he was so exhausted with all the things that he had.
So but it kind of goes back to what we were just talking about of when you're in it, you don't know how to communicate it and you don't know a way out.
Right.
But then when you kind of get past it, then you're able. So all of that to go back to the parenting side too, of that is for me is my goal as a parent is I want that.
Yes.
When he's 16,
absolutely.
I want him to be able to come to me and go, hey, Dad.
Right. I had a tough day.
I had a tough day. This happened. This person asked me to do this. All of that. It's because listen, girls are going to come in the picture. He's already got a little crush, and I just egg it on. I love it. It makes fun. Yeah, I mean, he's in 2nd grade. I'm like, he's giving his crush this Star Wars Valentine's that has R2-D2 on it. Says, you are too cute.
My dog making plays.
Oh, 100. So then he was with his brother that day, one day he was working on him. I said, Harvey drooled on a Valentine. I said, is that hers? He's like, no. I was like, Harvey's Mr. Steal Your Girl, bro. You better be careful putting his drool on her Valentine. He's like, I don't think so, Harv.
I don't think so. He's about to fight him, bro.
Fight his baby brother.
3-month-old.
Yeah, but I just, Yeah, I think that's the thing though, to all of,
Yeah.
I mean, that roundabout discussion of like, it's so important to be in a relationship with people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And you talk about
People.
like the hard things you've experienced as a
Yeah.
human being and as an
Right.
adult, and to not have a dad to go to as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I have my mom,
Yeah.
and my stepdad. My
Yeah,
stepdad
yeah.
and
Do you
I
have a
have
good relationship with your stepdad
Yeah,
at this stage of life?
100%. He taught me like how to be a man. He taught
Yeah,
me, how to build things. He
that's
taught
interesting.
me, all those things that I needed at that
Yeah.
time, right? And he was tough on me, especially at the beginning. They started dating when I was like 12. So he
Okay.
was around kind of at the really formative years of like this could go one way or the other way.
Okay, sorry, my wife and baby just came in.
Oh, it was perfect.
And but
That
so
was
yeah, anyway,
perfect.
so you're talking about your stepdad
Yeah,
helped you
it's perfect.
learn how to become a man.
Formative years, man. Like 12 and then they got 12, 13. They
Okay.
got married
So you're like
when I
middle
was
school when
16.
when they got together, and then
Yeah,
you were in high school when they got married. Okay.
exactly. So, and he had a daughter my same age. So
Okay.
then the kind of, she didn't live with us, but
Okay.
you start to figure out that dynamic and
Yeah,
things like
for
that.
sure.
But you're also 16. Like I've also been the quote unquote man of the house for so long that it's like
A shift in power.
yeah, there's like a
Mhm.
whole thing, right? So we butted heads a lot with that, but I think, going into college and playing college sports
Mhm.
and things of that nature, I think he started to respect. There's also like a respect thing from him to
Yeah.
me too
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
changed, right? With all of that, and I think that's a lot of the driving force and driving factors of why I do what I do and
Yeah.
why there's so many things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Is really to pay my mom back for. Dude, she was 24 when she had me. Single mom, 24, bro. Like,
That's
talk about
crazy.
having kids and like raising them, maternity leave, paternity leave, all these things. It's
Yeah,
like,
dude. And this
bro,
was in the
24
90s,
years
bro.
old in the 90s, 91 beginning,
Mhm.
dog. Like, and
Yeah,
dropped
it's
out of
different,
college and
dog.
all that. She had no degree. She was a hustler.
Yeah.
I'm a child of a hustler,
Yes,
dog.
you get it from her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But she's also her main thing is make good choices, be good to people, love people, um, and if you have things to give, like help, or if you have
Yeah.
the ability to help.
Dang.
You
That's
know,
fire.
even if you might not have your full abilities to do it,
Yeah.
always do that.
Wow.
People are your greatest currency.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
But it's interesting we've talked about this earlier.
Mhm.
And I might have said it on what we released, but I don't know. But it's like
Yes.
you talk about people are your currency. It's like
Yeah.
I think that people take that and misunderstand it to mean
Yeah.
that people are meant to be spent and used.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and
Yeah.
not that people are, and you're not this way.
Yeah,
But at all. And I
right.
think that's why we
But
have this
that's a
conversation. But
that's a
that
good
when
other side of the coin
people
too.
view, it's the easy thing of when people have a misunderstanding of what it means that people are currency. What
Mhm.
that means is people are your greatest asset to invest in.
Right. Exactly.
Like
Right.
relationships are currency that are best
Right.
used when invested in
Mhm.
with no expectation of return.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when
Absolutely.
people have a misunderstanding of when you say people are currency, they think that is money that I am meant to lay down
Mhm.
to receive.
Yeah, and I think of it more of like I think of it more as maybe stock currency.
Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
you don't physically, you're not like taking it out to then
Yep.
pay for something like a bank. I'm
Yep.
thinking of it as an investment into
Exactly.
everything else that
Exactly.
happens, right?
And I think that's why you and I see eye to eye on this so much is
Yeah.
because we were talking about this earlier, but people are not neither one of us have any desire in any relationship we have to use that relationship for our
No.
good. We're not trying to spend the currency.
No, don't
Trying
want to
pour
spend it at all.
trying to pour the
Don't-
currency in so that they
Yeah.
become better.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. I
It's
want to have as much of this invested in, let's
Yes.
say,
It's
not
currency as an investment.
yes, not to get somewhere,
Yes.
but just dude, I'm rich.
100%, dude.
I'm rich.
And I think that is the perfect explanation of people are currency.
yes.
Is that your bank account, it will fluctuate. But if
Oh,
you
it's
invest in people,
fluctuating and fluttering and skipping across
and
the
it's
bottom of a
yeah,
whole
dude, I was
lot
about
of
to say it's on its second skip of trying to skip a rock and it's sinking. But
Exactly.
but if
Exactly.
you invest in people
Right.
and view them as the currency that will expound your life,
Right.
then you will, dude, you'll sit back and have fruitfulness
Yep.
because you've invested in what matters.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, and that's my
I love
entire
that you got that
philosophy.
from your mom.
Yeah, she's literally the greatest person
Mhm.
ever. So
I love that so
yeah,
much, dude.
we have, and to your point, what we were talking about, with your son and
Yeah.
him growing up and him having this realization. I'm kind of, I've gone through that really in my 20s. I don't know how your relationship is with your parents, but
Yeah.
in my 20s, that's when my mom and I started really developing an adult relationship that
Shifts
became a
everything,
friendship.
dude. Yeah,
dude.
shifts everything.
And now she's literally one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And we have conversations that are so in depth. And I feel like I can just talk to her about anything.
Yeah.
And without going through these things and without her teaching me these things
Yeah.
and without the good, the bad, and all the things in between, like, I don't know if we would have the same relationship. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for every decision she made. It couldn't have been easy at 24 to make the decision to
Dude, and
not
be a
have,
single parent.
yeah, to be a single parent. Basically, I mean, it sounds like he made a lot of decisions that gave her
For
no
sure.
choice,
Yeah,
of
sure.
course, right?
But still, like, to be,
But
I
still,
couldn't imagine being a single parent.
dog.
And especially, 34 years ago, 35 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's crazy,
It's
man.
hard enough to be like in a healthy marriage and
Right.
co-parent.
They
and-
co-parent.
I say co-parent. It's but like to parent,
But yeah.
raise kids together.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I applaud parents that you talk about now being at this stage of life and developing a friendship with your mom.
Yeah.
Which I think our parents' generation was very much in the world of you can't be your kid's friend until they're grown and out of the house.
Yeah. Which we were not friends. We
Yeah,
were
yeah,
not
right.
friends growing up.
And
at
so
all.
like I've approached it differently. And like I know people that are dogmatic about you can't be your kid's friend until they're 18 and they're an adult. And I'm like, and my thing is I'm like, yeah, but look at how that worked out for our generation when our parents were like disciplined, dogmatic, all that. And then look how we were when we were teenagers. Bro, you didn't want to go to your mom for nothing.
No, bro.
No. You feared the wrath.
I couldn't really talk to her about what I was going through or anything like that.
And
right?
so that's where like my approach has shifted with the son. It's like, yeah, I do want him to be disciplined and know what it means when I say no. But at the same point in time, like my response is like, you want to just discipline your kid to hell and back when he's a kid. Good luck when they turn 16. Watch what happens, dog.
Yeah, you'll never see him.
Yeah.
He or she will the word rebel, whatever that whatever that looks like.
They will run the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
Bro. And if they do continue to obey, it's out of fear.
Exactly.
And that will break down eventually.
And you'll never know the full truth of that.
So, but all of that to say, like when you talk about your relationship with your mom and coming around, like I applaud parents who like our parents' generation that are older that have adult kids who have learned how to be a friend and parent to their adult children without parenting them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Because like you're able to have conversations with your mom as a friend, as someone older in life than you.
Right.
And she doesn't parent you back.
Right.
And you don't expect her to parent you.
And she knows me. She's known me longer than any other person ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. I talk about this with my parents.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like I talk to my dad most every day, every other day.
Yep. It's my mom and I too.
I mean, and my mom and I talk every couple days.
Yeah.
Like I'm fortunate that, my dad and I have a great relationship. And my mom and I do as well. It's just different. It's a different relationship. But like I can call my dad today and be like, hey, I just need your opinion. What do you think? And talk to him about X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And he's not going to parent me. He's not going to chastise me. He's just going to be like, hey, here's my thought on it.
Right.
But
you're grown. And you have your own experiences.
But it is incredible as an adult to be able to have that relationship with your parent where you can go to them for the wisdom and advice of like, hey, you're older than me. You've lived more life.
Yeah.
You have more experience. I just want your take and your perspective.
Right. What a blessing, dude.
So to change gears a little, You mentioned earlier growing up,
Mhm.
learned to play basketball at the community center. Shout out Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you eventually became a collegiate athlete, played
Yeah.
football.
Yep. Played at North Central College
Okay.
in Chicago, in Naperville,
Okay.
Illinois.
Did you start and end there, or did you start?
I
Okay.
started and ended there.
Okay.
So
So did you
bro.
start football at the same time, like early as a kid, or did you start that later?
I started playing football. It was early, 7, 8 years old. I
Okay.
played basketball first because you can play basketball early, right? Like
Yeah,
you can
dog.
play when you're
You're
literally
5.
crawling, basically.
Yeah, bro.
But
I think my first team was on. I was 4.
I think I was
For
4 years
real.
old. Yeah,
Yeah.
three or 4.
Yeah. At
And
the Huntington Y, baby.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Huntington Y, dog.
Come on, man. Yeah, Ken Rock, man. It was the best thing, dude. But yeah, dude. I think I'm also a mixed kid, and
Yeah.
Rockford is a very the west side of Rockford is black and brown
Okay.
people, but it's also very high poverty. It used to be like high
Okay.
crime. It was like
Yeah.
when I was
And that's where you grew up?
yeah,
Wow.
middle school, high school, it was like Rockford was in the top 3 worst cities in America.
Golly,
Every year, it
dog.
was like Forbes or whoever would put out that list, right? It was Detroit, Michigan, Flint, Michigan, Rockford, Illinois. And it was just
bro.
because the West Side was really, it was run down, and
Yeah, right.
they weren't putting any money into it. And the same, I mean, it's
Yeah.
black, these, our communities, black and brown communities, like that's by design, things happen that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad things that happen behind the scenes with zoning and with
For
funding.
sure.
And
There's a
all
lot
these
of
things.
politics that go into it that don't help they kind of further the situation.
They were
or
not
help it.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
help
yeah,
that situation
Which
specifically.
is that is an interesting. This
Yeah.
has nothing to do with it, but that
Yeah.
is like you think gentrification is great until you see the effects.
Exactly.
Which I
Ex-
digress.
Exactly. I was like, we could go on for days about
So
that, but
let me.
yeah.
Was your mom white or your dad?
Yeah, my mom's
Your
white.
mom's white. Okay.
Yep, my mom's
So
white.
if you don't mind me asking,
Go
this,
ahead.
What was it like for her to be a white single mother and grow up in a predominantly black, brown, African American community?
So that's what I was gonna
Okay.
say. So Rockford is huge. It's
Yeah.
like 300,000 people, right? Well, the neighboring town is called Winnebago, Illinois. And that's where I
After
was
the car.
raised. Yeah, well, after the Winnebago Native American tribe
Oh,
that
for real?
settled there.
That's crazy.
So why it's an
that's where you grew
RV, a cross country RV, is because really it was a tribe that migrated.
That's
from,
so badass.
right. So
It's incredible.
yeah, so Winnebago is a Native American tribe,
Okay.
and that's she moved us from Rockford to the neighboring. They meet the
Okay.
west side of Rockford meets Winnebago.
Okay.
And Winnebago is a town of 3,000 people,
Oh wow. So
Small.
town, Illinois.
white rural farm town.
Interesting.
So it literally meets a black brown,
Yeah.
predominantly black and brown community
Yeah.
that there's a lot of things that are happening in Rockford at this time.
Yeah.
And so the perception of Winnebago is that Rockford is the worst thing in the world, and the
Yeah.
perception of Rockford is that it's a bunch of white farm people
Yeah.
over there that are racist and don't
Yeah, for
understand.
sure.
Well, and this is the 90s. So
it's very different.
my mom grew up in Winnebago. She was born and raised. Her mom, my grandma, is a school teacher there.
Wow.
and
Okay.
So born and raised there, goes to college, and then comes back. Well, had dropped out of college, had a child, and it has to work to
Yeah.
works 2-3 jobs to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So we lived in Rockford because Winnebago didn't accept us because she
Yeah.
was a white woman with a black baby, and Winnebago was not particularly accepting of that,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Including our own family.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what was the dynamic like with her mom and
My
parents.
grandma was okay. My grandpa was okay, I would say, maybe less. I don't know, just
Yeah.
from what I've picked up on. Obviously, I don't know because I was too young to
Yeah,
really
yeah.
understand that. But now hearing back a lot of these stories, it was my grandma and grandpa, her mom and dad were much more accepting than the brothers and sisters, the extended family that her parents had. So she stayed in Rockford for the first, I think we stayed there for the first 6, 7, 8 years.
Okay.
So that was the first part of me growing up was there. And then we moved to Winnebago to kind of get out of this, there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't want to put that on people's jackets, but I was outside walking up at my mom's work in Rockford one day, and I got pulled up on by a group of kids that offered me a cigarette, then basically was trying to kind of recruit me to be in a gang.
Jesus,
literally.
dude.
Like,
How
and
old
I
were
was
you?
7.
God.
And I remember this, and I don't know how I got out of that. I basically just said no, and I was a bigger kid and fast, and I basically ran away and right back to my mom's work.
7.
Yeah, it was, and so I think at that time it was like we need to get up out of here, right?
For sure.
And it might have been even younger. It might have been 6. It was young.
Though.
It was young, but I hope she remembers that. But that was a very like pivotal part of us moving from Rockford to Winnebago. She knew people there. My grandma was still teaching there at the time, so knew the school system. Grew up there. We had community there, and things started to settle down. And all of that, the heat that she was receiving, I think, changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So ended up moving over there and grew up in Winnebago, but I was also now the mixed kid in a predominantly white town, right? So I threw myself into sports heavy because I knew I was fast. I was bigger than everybody else. I was stronger than everybody else, and I loved sports. And that was where I found joy and my acceptance in the world.
Yeah.
So I think that was why I went so hard in basketball and football and track and baseball and wrestling and all these things that I ended up doing, which then got me to college and went to North Central College and had the greatest experience of my life, bro, and met some of my best friends there. But that was also where I started to learn what it meant to be Black in America too, because you're starting to realize and you're starting to get perspective from other people. And, I started learning those things. I didn't have that growing up in my house. Right. So, but that's a whole part of me that I had to learn I literally had to learn what it meant because it was not something that was just inherently, or it was inherently given to me, but it wasn't something that was, it wasn't something present inside of the house daily. Right. So.
Yeah. And on top of that,
you're
growing up in a predominantly Caucasian community where Black culture isn't celebrated.
No.
And probably isn't fully acknowledged.
Only in sports. Yeah. And that's what
we got the mixed kid.
Yeah, like literally. Like it was, bro, we had an incredible basketball team, dog. We went undefeated our junior year and senior year. We were lit.
Damn, bro. Did you win state? Or did you go to state?
We went downstate my junior year and lost. We were undefeated, went to state and lost. And then my senior year, we were undefeated. Super sectionals was the game to then go to state. We went to overtime and lost. So I, ended up losing twice basically in my high school basketball career like that. And that was like one of the most sports wise. That was one of the greatest times of my life. But we had like 4 or 5 Black kids on our team, and we all played and we were all good. But dude, like people in the town, I'll never forget, there was a dude down at the gas station that made a comment to somebody else that said, "Oh, that's one of the colored boys on the team."
Holy shit. In the night. Well, this was
This was 2008, 9, and 10. The colored boys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. So like that's where we were at.
Yeah, and that's just like,
and they'll deny. Bro. And listen, I love Winnebago. I love that whole community. Yeah. I've gotten in trouble for things I've said on a microphone before with that.
If somebody
and
from
music
Winnebago
and
hears
like that.
this, then we love you, but you had some
I love
loss.
you, but y'all don't know what I actually went through because 100%. I was the smiling, happy dude in class and always, whatever. Like,
but I just like
it's all that. But things happen.
We kind of talked about this before we started recording, but that though, we were talking about one thing we talked about is I said Roman and I just watched Remember the Titans.
Yes.
For the first time.
Incredible
that was
movie.
68, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
If I remember correctly, that was
Yeah.
in what Charlottesville, Virginia is where it's based out of, I think is where the school was. Somewhere like that.
Yep.
Doug, my dad was born that year.
Crazy.
My mom was
born
yet.
in 67. Yeah.
So
that's
like
that same
and my dad
time period.
grew up in Virginia, not far down the road. So it's like you think that this was so long ago, and it's not. But then for you to be in high school in 2007, 8, 9, 10 to be one of your friends to be described as the colored boy, that's bananas.
And me. It was me. It was me and Marcus and Mike and Kayatin. They were referring to us as the colored boys that played on the team, right? So like,
and like I think what's worse,
which is crazy
about it, is like that person probably meant no malice.
He had no. I don't think he had any kind of idea. That was just his thing that was said.
That was just inherent in the culture.
Yeah,
and that is
and
in this we're not that we're trying to make this like going at everyone.
No.
But that is one of the flaws in our society, is that it has been ingrained in certain cultures and contexts that you and I can't be friends.
Yeah.
And that was the hard thing to explain to Roman.
Yeah.
Was that like, I mean, I have some of my closest friends are mixed or black, and explaining to him that in that time that Remember the Titans took place, we would not have been allowed to be friends. And that's what made that movie and that story such a big deal, is like it was one of the first schools or one of the largest school districts to be integrated and segregation to go. It's like, and watching the wheels turn in his brain of like, what do you know what's even crazier to think about? So the next day we then watched We Are Marshall, which is the town we're from.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My wife went to school in Marshall.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out Randy Moss.
Shout out Randy Moss. That's a dog, bro. And dude, have you ever seen clips of him and White Chocolate hooping together?
Yeah, of course. Jason Williams? Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
That dude was
cold.
They were giving people buckets, bro.
Buckets.
He becomes one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Absolutely.
Actually. But so what's insane to think about was, Remember the Titans took place in 68. Marshall Playing Grass happened in 1970, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think it was 70 or 71. I should know the year. But so like, and that team was integrated. Yeah. So like that is what's insane to me to process and to think about. And like, as we're watching this, I was like, I didn't realize that those two were so close in time.
Yeah, me neither.
And
wild.
Which is wild to think about.
It's wild, man. But that's why sports are like, to me, sports, music, entertainment are one of the greatest
cultural integrations, I think. And when we were talking about music earlier, I meant to say that, but like, I don't know that anything can bring people together the way that music and sport can.
Right. Absolutely.
And so that is like, I mean, dude, growing up, me and all my white friends listen to hip hop music.
Yeah.
And it's also funny now to like see like black people listen to country music. And
absolutely.
Go like, damn, this is fire. Why, like,
it just completely all flipped, right?
Yes. There's this guy and this girl on TikTok I see every now and then that like listen to
interpret.
Listen to Brooks and Dunn, and they go.
That was so fire though.
Dude.
That's so cool though. But like the thing is that a lot of country music, well, most of it is black elements of the blues and jazz and things like that from back in the day, right? Like,
oh yeah, dude.
It's a lot of that.
You look at like Elvis.
Yeah. Exactly.
Elvis's entire like
holy cow.
Intro to music was the black music world.
Absolutely.
And all of those guys and the voices that existed in that.
Yeah.
But so that's a whole tangent that we could get on. But I mean, I think if music can bring people together, that is I probably shouldn't say that.
I feel like you could say whatever you want to say and we can find a way.
That is what's interesting to me about the Super Bowl halftime.
I was going to say, I almost brought it up, but yeah, 100%.
And I think your perspective's probably even more in line or in tune than mine is, just in your music world, your upbringing. But it frustrates me and I'm going to preface this, it's not a political podcast. I'm not getting into politics.
Yep.
I'm not saying, nothing I'm saying is to divide.
Yeah.
Frustrates me that people allowed that to become a divide rather than a work of art.
Right.
When music inherently brings people together.
Absolutely.
And I mean, but granted, I remember people being upset and turning off the Shakira and J-Lo because they were like, I don't want my boys to be exposed to the girls shaking their asses on TV. And I'm like, if that's what you're worried about, like,
Brother, Britney Spears was doing the same thing at the same time, bro. And nobody had anything to say about that.
Yeah.
The crazy part about the halftime show with the Super Bowl too, and this isn't political at all. Bad Bunny's entire message was "We are America."
Yeah. It was a message of unity, which
how ironic is that?
Which I respected that, and that's the thing. Is like I told you this, and I told my wife this. Like, I don't listen to Bad Bunny.
Yeah. That's okay.
But it's not that I don't think his music's great or not. It's just like I don't know what he's saying. And so but like one of my best friends growing up, I remember him he was a missionary in Peru. He comes back and introduces me to all these like Daddy Yankee, all these like Hispanic artists that like we would listen to together. But like he knew Spanish, so he loved it.
Of course.
And I'm like, I don't know Spanish. So like I'll listen to it.
But it feels good.
Yeah, but it's sick. And so it's like I struggle with that when this comes to this conversation because I'm like, I think if anything in life, like we should be looking for things that bring us together. And I think,
for sure,
appreciating art in the form of music, whether that's, Bad Bunny or whoever it is, that's like, I get it's like there's music that's not your cup of tea. Like,
absolutely.
But I don't think that means that it has to divide us. And so that's what
shouldn't,
and I mean, someo's going to be pissed. I just said that. I don't give it.
That's okay.
You can be pissed. I don't,
I
said earlier,
what are you mad about? Like, what are you really mad about?
Now, I mean, it's like, but all of that to say, there hasn't been a halftime show in the last one I was really looking forward to that wasn't good was The Weeknd's.
Yeah, literally.
I couldn't wait for that. Yeah. And I was like,
that was a little disconnected.
Yeah, it was. But it was also just COVID. So like all the nuance of that was, but so it's like,
was tough.
But that is the thing. It's like the shit there's been a great shift in the Super Bowl halftime shows of genres and but that's just the nature of like the change in the sport and the audience. And it's like, do I think a country artist could go up there and put on a great halftime show? For sure.
Yes, they could. Absolutely, they could.
I don't know. I mean, and it may happen, it may not. But
it'll happen at some point.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I don't think that people are gonna lose their shit the way they did over Bad Bunny. So
absolutely
it's like,
not.
That is something that frustrates
me. Black people are very accepting of everybody.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, and what's interesting, so I got my hair cut on Friday. Shout out to Chris Morris, my barber.
Come on.
Dude, he's the freaking best barber in Nashville.
Fire.
I mean, but he's the best white people barber in Nashville.
Bet.
Because it's different hairstyles.
Completely.
Different textures.
It's all training. It's all different training. Yeah. It's okay.
But he's the freaking best. And he'll like acknowledge that. But we were talking and he cut Bad Bunny's hair one time.
Fire.
A couple years ago, he got a call, whatever. Someone linked him. He goes and cuts Bad Bunny's hair before his show in Nashville.
Fire.
If I remember correctly. And I knew that. I'd forgotten that. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell this story publicly. Sorry, Chris.
Okay.
I know you listen. Whatever.
It's all right.
But he was like, it's a great dude.
Yeah, of course.
Now, granted, I think at that time, that was before Bad Bunny spoke more English than he does now. So like, he didn't talk a ton.
Right.
But so he's like, dude, he's a human being who does music. Like, why can't we let it live at that?
That is doing things that most artists would never. He brought $400 million to Puerto Rico's economy last year because he decided to do a residency in his home country.
Unbelievable, bro. And he started as a bag boy at a grocery store.
Fam. Like, come on.
Yeah.
How can we be mad at this guy? That's the American story.
I know.
It's the American dream.
And again, like, not to get political.
No.
Because nothing of what we're saying isn't political at all. It's just
we didn't talk about a single policy not one time.
No. And that is where I wish that we could. I think media wants this to be political. It wants to divide. And that's where I wish people would just like take a step back from whatever news source you listen to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just take a step back for a second. There's a guy that I know in Nashville. His name's Carlos Whitaker. His parents are from somewhere in South America. I can't remember where, so I don't want to throw it out there and say. And he was, so like, while so many Christians I know are like, I'm watching TPUSA, whatever. And you know what? Hey,
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
That's your perspective. So be
Sure.
it. And they're upset about this. Carlos posted on his story, he's like, that was unbelievable.
Mhm.
Like, what a beautiful picture of art and culture. And I'm like, good on you, bro.
Absolutely.
And so I don't remember how. Oh, music bringing us together.
Yeah,
that's our 10-minute soapbox of like, but it's like,
absolutely.
Again, like we had this conversation earlier about like the way music intertwines cultures. Dude, FGL and Nelly were one of the first to do it, bro.
Yep.
Where you entered,
Tim
where
McGraw
you
and Nelly.
They did it too.
Over and over
I
again.
forgot. Did they do that before FGL and Nelly? I forgot about that.
Over and over. Can I look this up really fast? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be
I'll link you to
I think it's going to be 03. Let me see here. I think I just looked this up the other day.
Dude, I forgot it was that long ago.
Yeah. I don't want this to play out loud, but this song was in, where we at? I believe this song was, oh shoot. I thought I was going to pull up. I believe it was 2003. Over and over. Bro, I'm telling you.
Let's see, view song credits. Does it say what year?
Dog.
Where's it at?
16 years ago, they posted it on YouTube.
That 16 years ago it came out. Yeah, 2004. 22 years ago.
Dude, so 2004.
Then now they did it again with FGL.
Of course.
Bop.
Absolutely. It's huge.
So, but it's like, it's just, that's what's intriguing to me is like, when you're in the world of art and music, you appreciate it for what it is. Art and music. And so you want to, the people I hear talk about it, you want to be, like, look at, dude, even recently, Ernest and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, of course. Think about what Breland's done. Think about what Breland has done as an artist. Shout out to my boy. This man has done the things that everyone said could not be done, and he has done it, no pun intended, over and over again.
It's insane, bro.
And he's not stopping.
Yep.
And he's also standing up for what he believes in. And this doesn't have to be political at all, but he just stands up for what he believes in. But he brings all these things together and he has conversations about it.
Yeah.
It should be much more just about having conversations with people. I'm sure most people that believe one way or the other have friends that are on the other side of the fence or whatever that is.
Yep.
And if we can all have like discourse in the home or in chat
a safe
or whatever,
place, bro.
Like if we can all talk about it, why can't you understand that can also exist out there too?
And I think you're right in this, and then we'll move on.
Sorry.
No, dude, you're fine. We have lost the ability as humans to have conversation on disagreeing without me trying to convince you that you are wrong because you don't believe what I believe.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And it frustrates me because like you and I can disagree on a whatever, dude, not politics, but just life. And
Pizza
it doesn't
Hut
make
versus Domino's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pizza Hut. Bro.
I grew up with Pizza Hut, dude. We didn't Domino's wasn't close, so it was Pizza Hut.
Exactly.
Dude, Papa John's was Papa John's, bro. Their garlic
better pizza.
Their garlic sauce is still my god. And their cheese bread.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh, bro. Smack a whole box of that stuff.
Oh, dude, in a heartbeat.
In about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yep.
Quick.
I wouldn't.
After a game?
Dude, Little Caesars on ready. After
man, stop.
$5, baby. Bro, growing up, my youth league, we used to get Little Caesars Italian cheese bread.
Yeah.
And it came in, the
of course.
Bro, I
could
sell them things.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like,
sorry, I think I cut you off from what you were saying.
Nope, I don't remember what I was saying now.
My bad.
No,
dude.
I no.
Sorry.
We needed to move on from that conversation, and I got real excited
Pizza
about.
Hut's always.
But no, it was just about like being able to disagree with people, and not try to I just get frustrated with, and I have been this way, so I don't want this to come across like I've figured it out or that I'm attacking anyone. I just think it's like we need to be able to have conversations in life with people that disagree with me and me not demonize you because your perspective or your thought is different than mine.
Right.
And I think we've lost some ability to do that in our culture a little bit. And I think that's why even the fact that we're talking about any of this will become divisive and people will get frustrated with
I
it.
hope not.
And I hope not as well.
I really hope not. I would encourage
and I don't
people
mean to
not.
put that on people that like they will be. I just, that is because again, like
we're all from somewhere, bro.
Yeah, facts.
And
well, you know where my grandmother's ancestors are from Germany.
Really? See, but like they didn't choose to be from Germany.
We were bad people.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know that we were. I'm just saying, like,
I was like,
we're Germans
were
at
you?
that time. No, I don't think so. God, I hope.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
bro! Like, do we need to?
We need an exorcism.
What do we need to do here? Yeah, like what's happening?
Okay, so you play college football.
Yeah, and track, by the way, too.
Did you really?
Crazy, yeah, bro.
And
we
then,
won 3 national championships.
Were you Division II or Division
3?
Division 3. Okay.
Yeah. So so like I said, Winnebago, dude, 3,000 people. So also, film and things weren't like a thing back then. Like,
oh
no,
no,
you didn't have highlight tapes and stuff.
No.
And my high school coach wasn't a big fan of me, and told me I'd never play college football, which is. He didn't. So, anyways,
crazy.
He didn't really help me in that process at all, actually.
Yeah.
But anytime I do camps and things like that in other towns, the coaches would say, where's he going?
Yeah.
What school? What offers does he have?
What position did you play?
Tight end.
Hell yeah.
I was a tight end, D end.
Hell yeah. And then did you play tight end in college?
Played tight end in college.
Yeah. You were a unit, weren't you?
Dude, I was a big boy. I got up to like at one point. I played at like 255, 260.
Okay.
So
it's not massive.
It's big, dog.
But like, you're what, 6'5"?
I'm 6'3".
No.
Yeah. Big,
yeah,
brother.
that is kind of big.
Yeah, bro. I was big. I got up to like 285.
190.
Yeah. So like,
but
bro,
I mean, look at me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a little guy.
But you didn't have to worry about like linebackers, safeties, and DNs
100%
trying to kill you every day.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never played football.
But dude, we our team was always great. We were always top 10 in the nation every year.
Yeah.
So I lost in college, and we lost 8 games in 4 years.
Wow.
In 4 years. So like very successful college experience, ended up like unanimous first team all conference type of thing. Like had a very good college career. But really the main thing with that was the people that I met, bro.
Yeah.
And the people that I'm still best friends with to this day. My boy Dougie, shout out to Dougie. He lives here. Him and I played ball together in college. And my best friend that I just came back from LA with, he was my RA. We ended up playing ball together in college.
Wow.
Like people and both of those guys were my best men. I couldn't choose between the two.
Yeah.
But those two were my best men in my wedding.
Wow.
So like,
and that was what, 15 years ago, basically, that you met him?
Relax, dude. Relax. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you don't realize. It's like
time is crazy, bro.
Time's
crazy.
We're living in a simulation.
Yeah, see, right? But no, college
and then
was
when
2010
did you get
to 14.
into music?
So,
and DJ.
So, I went to school for psychology. Was gonna go play overseas football in Germany. I'd like to do it and but then it was like I didn't want to leave my people. I didn't want to leave family. And I thought
it's a grind too.
Yeah, and I think I had gotten beat down and just kind of started to give in to the you'll never make it to the league thing in my head. And I think if I did have my dad quote unquote around, maybe that would have changed, but then my whole life would be different. I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you right
now. Right.
But maybe we would, who knows? But
no.
You know, I think I kind of like lost sight of some things, and I undiagnosed autoimmune disease, celiac at the time. So I'm swelling and shrinking. I'm not I'm not giving my body what it needed the entire time. So I was constantly fighting myself always. And so I think I just kind of got in that headspace where I'm like, I need to move on from this.
Okay.
And my undergrad was psychology, and ended up applying to be a grad assistant football coach.
Okay.
And went to Robert Morris and
shout out RMU, baby.
Yeah, come on. And coached tight ends and running backs.
Okay.
And during that time I got into a really dark headspace. And my homie that led FCA when I was in college, I started reaching out to him, and we started praying every morning. To be
Wow.
honest with you, and I didn't grow up in the church.
Yeah.
I always believed in God, and I always believed in God, and I didn't know where else to go.
Yeah.
Just to be completely honest with you, I was at the very bottom. Just had the realization I'd never play football again. Hit
Yep.
only after I was completely gone and out of the situation. It finally hit.
But
But
as an athlete, that's hard, dude.
it's hard, man.
Yeah.
And you're coaching these guys that some of them are older than you, you
Yep.
know, and you feel like you still belong and you're athletic enough to do it with them, and
Yeah.
you know, but you just don't. You're not going to have that opportunity again, and that's a hard thing to figure out. But I hit my boy Ryan Rezak, who is still one of my best friends to this day, an incredible human being, and he would call me or send me texts every morning at like 4:30 in the morning and pray and give me
Wow.
a daily devotional. And I started doing that. And my best friend, Derek, who I had said I was out in LA with, Derek Sanderson, who was my RA in undergrad, he had moved to Nashville to get into music business. And he was in digital at the time for red light management. And, I started, I was praying with my buddy Ryan, and it kind of led me to wanting to see what Derek was doing down here. And long story short, I started making a lot of trips after the games. I would get done and I would code all the film and put all this stuff back and all these things, get the guys back to their dorms and stuff like that downtown Chicago. And I would have my car packed and I would leave for literally a day. And then and like come back, I'd come down to Nashville, hang out with him here, and drive back. And I started doing that over and over and over again. And the last trip I took was November, right after the season, going into Thanksgiving week. And this is a very important part of this entire story.
Okay.
And I know we're trying to hustle through things, but
you're good.
A very important piece of the story is I came down here, and it was after the season. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was working on my resume to get into publishing at Sony, because that was the only thing I knew.
Yep.
He was like, you could get into publishing. I grew up playing instruments, so I played baritone and trumpet and the drums.
No way, that's so sick, dude.
I was in a traveling symphony orchestra for 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, symphonic band.
So you grew up around music.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that world.
Yeah, my mom played Luther Vandross and Boyz II Men and Sade and Reba McEntire, Leanne Rimes, and
Reba is still
one of the GOATs, right?
Yeah.
But I grew up on country and R&B, and so but then played traditional music as well. And
so you're very well versed in that world.
Absolutely. And so he was like, bro, I know you love music. I know your love for music. If you want to get into this, like, come down here and like, let's figure it out. So that last trip that I took in November was super, super, super important. And he basically said, hey man, like, tonight we're going to go to my friend's sister's birthday party. And I said, perfect, bet. And he didn't tell me who it was and whatever. He got home from work. We're driving out, and he's like, by the way, it's Miley Cyrus's birthday. And I'm like, cool. But I said, cool, but what does that have to do with where we're going? And he's like, no, that's where we're going. And I'm
shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, what? How is what?
No way.
And this is 2015. This is November 2015. I think November 23rd. I think it was her actual birthday.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are we about to, like, how are we doing this right now? Like, we're both kids from up north. Dog. Yeah. We didn't grow up here.
This was like,
this is 2015. This is
like,
this is
Can't Be Tamed or no.
This is Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, that's right.
This is Wrecking Ball, dude.
Massive.
Dog, like,
that album is still fire.
It's insane.
Her music is so slept on, but anyways.
I mean, bro, it'll only be until it's all said and done that we'll look back on her entire career and be like, she's literally maybe the greatest maybe the greatest of all time.
I think people in that era, so I'm a huge Jonas Brothers fan.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason we appreciate them as much now is because you didn't have it.
Yeah. Wow.
And so with Miley, like,
Yeah.
she's never really not made music.
Right.
And so to your point, though, it's like when it's all said and done, and
Yeah.
she's like for sure not doing music, then you sit down and you look back and you go,
dang, she did all this at the highest level. Not even music, but
and like what
Hannah
now,
Montana, bro.
in Hannah Montana, and now you start hearing stories of like what it was like for her, and
dude, I mean,
and I know
I'm sure
people in the family.
Yeah, I'm sure there's so much, but that night, man.
So you're going to her birthday party.
Yeah, and I'm freaking out, and I'm cussing at him in the car, and be like, "Why wouldn't you prepare me for this?" moment?
Yeah. You tell me like on the way there,
like
dog.
my G. Why wouldn't you prepare me for this moment, brother? So, but he did it just so he could see my face, and
I bet he did.
Yeah, and it was, but that night, I met her and her whole family, dude, and I met Brandy that night, who was a sister, and Tish and Miley and Noah and Billy Ray and Mama and the whole family.
Holy crap, bro.
And like I said, this was my last trip to Nashville. And that night, dude, I don't need to get into the details of that night. We had the greatest time.
Oh, I bet.
There was a very specific moment that changed my life. I think I'm still here 10 years later. Miley and Tish, in the corner of this, we were all kind of dancing in this big, not big, it was this like little trailer type thing that they had. They had pizzas set out.
So it was like a low-key party.
Dog, it was a family party. There was maybe 15, 20 people there. Maybe. And it was all family and the very close friends.
And you got invited.
And
somehow you ended
plus one to my boy.
God, okay, continue.
But that night, dude,
bro.
That night was one of the craziest nights. And we're just getting into the night. But, But that night, dude, and I've never said this on a podcast, but this night, Miley and her mom, just for people to understand the type of human beings they are.
Yeah.
They didn't know me. They knew me for about 4 hours.
Okay.
And we had ended up in this corner of this like trailer that was rocking, listening to Purpose, Justin Bieber album had just come out. And
what an album.
And Drake and Future, their collab project had just come out.
Yeah.
So we're just partying to that, but we end up in the corner, and both of them basically looked at me and said, "We know that you want to be down here. Like, we love Derek, and from what we know about you, like, we love you too. If you ever need anything, please let us know." It still gives me goosebumps, bro.
Yeah.
Those two people that, we all see on a screen.
Yeah.
Decided that they felt whatever it was in their hearts to, just to give me a little bit of encouragement to like say, hey, if you want to take this leap of faith, come on, let's come on and do it.
God,
and we got you. And so, they may not even remember that night, but it was major for me. But right after that, we were leaving, and Brandy says, "Hey, you want to go back to the house?" So I'm thinking we're all going back to Brandy's house for like an after party, basically. And I jump in Brandy's car, and I'm in the back, and I had been drinking. She hadn't, but I had been drinking, and I fell asleep in the car. I wake up, and the car door was open, so I'm sure someone came over to open the car door to get me out. But I was out, and I'm a big dude.
You're a big boy.
No one's gonna lift me out of here. But I'm like, oh shoot! Obviously, you come to you like, oh, I need to get inside the house. So I run up the house, and I open the door, and walk in, and I like turn the corner, and there's a dude like posted up on like by the kitchen sink that he wasn't at the other party. And I'm like, oh my God, I just ran into some random person's house. Like, I literally was like, oh bro, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, you're AJ, right? He's like, yeah, they said that they left you out there. You're asleep, whatever. I'm like, bro, like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, like, I'm Sam. It was Sam Hunt, dog. I was at his house. So that night, and remind you, bro, small town, Winnebago, Illinois. Nobody comes out of this town. Like, nobody comes out of that town to do any of these. We don't know famous people there, right? My Uncle Joe, R.I.P. to my Uncle Joe. he was the biggest thing that came out of Winnebago, and he ended up on Broadway, and he was in LA, and he's
That's
in TV
incredible.
and film and all this. Like,
yeah, but so it wasn't.
greatest.
It's not like Nashville where
No,
famous
it's
people
not.
come around and you're meeting. And
You're
so
not. You're
in
not
the
used to
same
that.
night,
Same night, you meet
You're-
Miley, who is this crazy megastar.
megastar at that point.
Her
still
family
is, but,
still is.
Yeah, but at that point in time, like
Touring.
touring.
Megastar, right?
and you're at her birthday party.
At her birthday, randomly, like this is. I didn't plan this, dude.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know.
Wow.
And end up there, and get words of encouragement.
Yeah.
That is like
All
some of the
through the
most
course of your
beautiful
life.
words of all time
Yeah.
for me. End up at this other house that night, and it's Sam, and who had just won New Artist of the Year at the CMAs that night. So
Oh my
they had been
God.
partying, so had invited Brandy to come back, whatever, small thing. But it was just him. So him and I start talking. Excuse me. Him and I start talking, and we're having a great time. Also, Purpose, Bieber,
Yeah.
Drake, Future. We're all this music is like bringing us all together,
Yep.
literally to bring that full circle. All this music's bringing us together, and we're
Yeah.
just like listening to these albums and partying and having a good time. And Van's there as well, Sam's younger brother, who's
Okay.
one of my literal best friends still to this day.
Wow.
At one point in that night, the same exact night, Sam and Van look at me and at the top of the stairs of this house and say, "Hey man, if I know you're trying to move here, and if you ever need anything, we got you."
Wow, bro.
Two,
If you need signs from God, there you go.
bro, it was full. Like
Yep.
God is telling you to get
Yep.
here.
Yeah,
like just
right.
show
Just
up.
whatever, dude. Oh
So,
my
dude,
God.
that was November, literally 23rd, 2015. I went back to Chicago, packed my stuff. I moved here January 21st, 2016, with no job,
Yeah. But just
2
know this is where you're
degrees.
supposed to be.
no job, had no idea what to do with
Wow,
with
bro.
life. And my best friend Lalo Guzman, shout out to Lalo, who is one of the best producers in the city now,
Mhm.
and just got his first 2 number ones last year
No way.
in country music. Yep.
Who's he producing for?
He got one with George Burge, which
Okay.
was cowboy songs.
Okay.
And then he wrote he wrote and produced cowboy songs.
Okay.
And then he wrote Texas for Blake Shelton.
No way.
And so
Dang, good for him, bro.
massive, right? But
That's incredible.
he also told me, he said, whatever you need in this town, like if you want to learn how to produce, I'll teach you. Come over to my house. So I literally went to his house, and I ended up going to his house every day, and he taught me how to produce music. And
Wow.
that's what propelled me into actually making an album by myself.
Yeah.
Basically writing a journal to myself, which was my first project of
Okay.
just where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how
Dang, bro.
how to express myself here in this new place with all these feelings and
Yeah. That's unbelievable, man.
integral parts, like very, 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 very like my friend's mom would say God shots.
Yeah. Mhm.
That are so blatantly obvious now looking back that was I was actually listening to what he was saying, what
Yeah.
God was saying, and it
Yeah.
was, you come to Nashville and I'm gonna smack you over the head with it a couple
Yeah.
times with these
Yeah.
major people that you look up to
Yep.
as artists, musicians, and whatnot. And so that's how I got here, bro. Like that is actually how
That's
I got here.
unbelievable. So I wanna close, wrap up
Yeah.
with NAPD.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're still doing music
Yeah.
now. I mean, to this day, like you're
Yep.
still doing music.
Brandy and I started touring as a DJ kind of group. Is what ended up happening.
And then Brandy,
It was really just
did
Brandy.
she did something with NAPD, right?
Yeah,
She was-
we shot together.
That's what I remember Trey shooting.
Yeah,
doing
she
that
shot a
for you.
full campaign for us because she's family. She ended
Yeah,
up
that's
she was
incredible,
renovating
bro.
her house at one point. She moved in with Derek,
Yep.
my best friend, Jenny, another best friend of mine. She ended up moving in because we had like a bigger, kind of like this bigger ranch style house
Yeah.
on Harding,
Yep.
or Battery Lane.
Yeah. I know
Shies
exactly what
Hill.
you're talking about. Yep.
And so she ended up living with us for like
Okay.
3 or 4 months. And we became really, really close family.
Yeah.
She was like, I really want to go on tour as a DJ. I need a hype man. Would you come with me?
That's
and
so
I'm trying to
incredible,
get
bro.
into rap and
Yep.
getting on stages.
Wow.
And getting my stage presence right. So, bro, she extended that to me, and we basically, it wasn't an official tour, but now if we were to look back on it, and if the internet was what it was now, back then, we would have called it a tour, because we were gone, 2 weekends out of every month for it basically was from 2017, 18 to 2022.
Wow.
And that's how I learned how to DJ. That's how I learned kind of this whole area. And I started DJing solo in 2022 when Harriet's opened. I kind of leveraged NAPD, the launch party, with me DJing there, starting a thing called NAPD Nights every Thursday night. And that's how this all really happened.
So talk a little about NAPD.
Yeah.
Where that come, like the vision of that, and you're wearing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's dude, the new collections.
Yeah, thank you,
dude,
bro.
Okay, I have one thing to tell you.
Go ahead.
I need you to change the structure of the bucket hats.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh well, we tried and they got made wrong, and then we never made another bucket hat again.
Bucket hats are like one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Do you like them taller, more room for your crown in there, like your head, or is it too?
It's okay. I'll tell you, it's more it's rounded.
Yeah.
I don't like rounded.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
structure.
Yes. However, I have figured out how to make it work.
Okay.
So you have to roll the sides up.
Yeah.
Like a vintage, like Gilligan, bro. Like it's like a fishing hat. And if you flip the sides up, it fits perfect.
But well, you know what?
I don't know why. Dude, I don't know why.
I'll take that into the future. And I do appreciate
it's that. You know who makes one of the greatest bucket hats?
Ooh,
is Imperial.
Oh, okay.
Imperial Hats has one of the greatest fitting bucket hats.
What?
They're a big golf brand.
Okay.
Yeah. They're huge in golf hats.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you one.
Fam, it's such a hard thing to be in, man. Like,
the
clothing space is brutal, dude.
I feel from my perspective, and this is not knowing anybody other than you really in the clothing sphere.
Yeah.
And in Trey.
Trey's getting in.
Yeah, Trey's getting in. And so what it seems like is you do, and Kelly's getting in, dude. I don't
popping.
Dude, he's
doing it.
Bro, he's so close.
I love that.
And he's such like in a niche. Yeah. Dude, he had this morning, he posted a reel today. Of him making one of his hats or his sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Dude, in 18 minutes it had 1,300 likes.
So yeah, he's on it.
So close.
He's hitting something.
So yeah, Jelly Roll commented on one of his reels.
Yeah, fire.
But anyways, so
yeah.
It seems like I'm not like in it, but I feel like what I've seen when it comes to clothing stuff is that's like you do one of two things. You put out a shit ton of merch. Because you have an audience and it's cheaply made and the designs suck and the product's cheap.
Right.
But you sell it.
Right.
But then you have a name.
Right.
Or you go on the side you're on of where you do premium material.
Yep.
But then it's higher priced. And this is what Kelly has dealt with too. It's like you do a higher end quality product, you try to do American made, whatever it is, and you care about fit and you care about drape and you care about look and seams, like all of these things that as someone who loves fashion, like I care about when I'm buying a product.
Yes.
But so all of that to say, then you end up on the high end and it's hard to sell.
Exactly.
So anyways, that's hard. That's my random tangent on the clothing world.
It's really hard, bro. NAPD came about, Allie Barrett, Bella Bauma, Kevin Wilson, and myself, us four. We all worked for, and I'm just going to say it because everyone needs to know, and we don't need to run away from this. We worked for a guy named Travis Austin.
Okay.
He was a hat maker and like wide brim hats and leather jackets. And we were kids, bro. Bella had moved here from California. She was like 21, 22, dog. She was so young, right out of college. Or she was still in college and moved here. Allie was really young. She's 2 years younger than I am, or a year younger than I am, but she had been in the city for forever, and she was kind of running operations.
Yeah.
Kevin and Travis had gone to high school together up in Michigan.
Okay.
And Kevin came down to help run the store. I got hired because I was bringing Travis NFL players. I was bringing him Taylor Lewan and Derrick Henry and all these guys.
Shout out Taylor.
Yeah, shout out Taylor, bro. Shout out Derrick too.
Shout out Bussin.
Shout out Bussin.
I love it, dude. They're so funny.
Those are my guys, and we're gonna have to do like 7 pods because I could
100%.
tell. We've had Taylor and Will, and we've all separately have had great some wild times. But,
we need to do a pod the 4 of us with them. God,
that'd be legendary.
Anyways,
yeah, we would have a lot of Bobo comments.
Oh, dude, I'm all in. Shout out Bobo.
Shout out Bobo, man. Yeah, love him. But
what a guy.
So shoot, where was I going with that? NAPD.
How you got into with Travis?
Yeah, so we were all with Travis, and
yeah,
just to be honest, like things didn't go very we were generating a lot of things, and we opened the store on 5th and Broadway, and just things started not going very well, and there's structural things, and there's just things that were kind of going on. And, I love everybody involved. I wish the best for everybody, but it just
wasn't the right fit for you.
Yeah, it just started kind of not. It just started not going super well. We did some really cool stuff there.
Yeah.
We went to the Super Bowl with them and got to do some things out there, and then we outfitted all the Preds for the Winter Classic that was outside.
No way, dude.
That. Yeah,
that's unreal.
We made hats and leather jackets for everybody, fully custom, with odes to where they're from on all of those. It was
there's nothing cooler to me in fashion than one of one custom.
It was
nobody else can have.
Fire, dude. And they all loved it, and it went really well. But things were it was a really hard time.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they were basically like, we need to we got to do our own thing. We kind of got to get out of here. Things are getting really toxic, and we just need to step away and do our own thing.
Yeah.
The girls went to lunch one day, and they basically said, I just wish that everyone knew that the next thing we do is not a pipe dream. And Bella looked at Allie and said, write that down. And then they group texted Kevin and I, and we were still working.
Yeah.
And they said, not a pipe dream. And Kevin and I were like, yeah, it's perfect. It fully encompasses what it is to leave where we were from, come here, chase your dreams, and make your dreams a reality. Without saying all of that, it was kind of like a place mark and a stamp of let's workshop this for a while and see if this is right.
Yep.
But dude, it just all felt right, and we just wanted to sprint with it, and we did.
Yeah.
And we came out of the gates really, really hot and
Yeah.
sprinting, and have had to
Yeah,
learn
for
how
sure.
to pull back on a lot of that stuff.
And that is, I feel like one of the things that's hard to do when you start anything new is finding the right pace of it.
Right.
Because you want your name out there. You want your product there, whatever it is, whether it's, for you, clothing and music and stuff, and so you oversaturate.
Yeah.
And then you go,
absolutely.
oh shit.
Golly.
Yeah.
Why did we do this? The
Yeah.
first thing we dropped, to your example, you're saying, you either come out with a bunch of SKUs basically, and it's cheaply made and whatnot. We came out, our first drop was 47 items.
Dude, I forgot there was that much. I think I've got the original hoodie from that.
Yep. All premium, all cut and sew product.
Dude,
We
so
spent
okay.
so
I was about to say
much
47 SKUs.
Fam.
And you're talking dude,
Fam.
cut and sew.
Everything cut
And sew. You're looking
no
at
blanks. Everything cut and sew.
how much over 20K did you spend?
Over 20? Oh man.
A lot.
For all of you that can do math, it was 10x that.
Yeah, exactly.
And not,
because you're talking 47 pieces and you're talking what, 30 pieces per SKU at least.
Oh no,
from sizing.
No, it was
more
over. You had to do 100 at least.
Okay, so yeah, because especially in cut and sew, dude, they're not cutting and sewing 5 pieces.
No, they're not. God. You had to hit 100. So a lot of things.
What's that? 4,700 pieces.
There's certain things like the
that's-
scarves that you're talking about that
Yeah.
had to be 300.
How much in dead stock do you still have to this day?
You got quite a bit.
That's probably why Trey's giving me so much of it over time.
Exactly. Well, that was,
I get it,
and
bro.
Trey knew, we all we all saw it when we got it in is when we realized, oh my gosh, this is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But we were right from there. We were right in. We launched the company December 2022. We were at the Super Bowl in 2022, 2023.
I remember Trey telling me about that.
So 3 months after we dropped this brand fully, we were at the Super Bowl in Vegas. What was the first one? Yeah, it would have been Vegas first, then Phoenix, I think.
I don't remember. I remember the Chiefs winning in Vegas.
Okay.
Because Travis Kelce was singing Viva Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Was that 23? Or
that might have been.
I don't remember what year it was.
Second one. Phoenix was the second one.
So was it 23, 24?
Shoot, now I'm tripping. I don't know. Because LA was the first one we went to in 22. That was with Travis Austin. Then we went to the whatever the next year was. I think it was Vegas. It was Vegas. It was Las Vegas. Was 22, 23 season. 23, 24 season was Phoenix.
So it was February of 24.
It was February of 23.
February 23. Okay.
Yeah, literally 3 months after dropping.
That's nuts.
The brand.
Which is crazy that you guys have been around for that long too.
Right.
I'd forgotten it had been that long.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So we're on 3 years going on 4. And so, dude, like we had so much product, but we brought it all to Vegas, and we got in front of a bunch of athletes and gifted a bunch of product and really created great relationships with all these guys.
That's what I feel like is most important early on too, is like, it's getting your name out there. So it's like, did you take a loss on that stuff?
Yeah,
for sure.
But
the positive of the relationship, you kind of go back to that. The relationships you get of like no expectation, but of like exposure and all of that. And
I mean, you'd spend that in marketing.
100%, dude. So why not get word of mouth marketing? So and guys wearing it.
Yeah. So spend it in product.
And there's been a bunch of pro athletes that I've seen wearing your product.
Yeah, it's wild.
In tunnels and in public and all these things that people pay big money to get their product in their hands.
But they just loved us, dude.
Yeah.
Our crew was, we were incredible.
Yeah.
Our
and
crew
I feel like
great.
what you're doing also has, the concepts have only gotten better too.
Thank you, man.
Like this new stuff, like what you're wearing right now.
Simplicity. And with the times, man.
But it's simple, it's in style, but it also has character.
Thank you.
Like, and that's a whole other.
No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
I mean, you talking we could do 7 pods. Like
we literally could continue this for hours.
Because man, someday we're going to do like an NAPD only episode.
Yeah.
And because I want to get into all of the weeds of building the company and all of that.
Yeah.
But I want to close with 2 questions.
Okay.
For you. Mm-hmm. If you could tell your 10-year-old self that, or 7-year-old self, that was recruited to be in a gang, was still living in Rockford
with cigarettes, crazy.
If you could tell that kid anything about today, what would you tell him? And then the second question is, if you look 10 years in the future, let's not do 10, let's do 5.
Okay.
If you look 5 years in the future, where do you see yourself, Kat, in an APD?
Wow, I love that.
And they don't have to be long answers. That's just like, those are my 2 questions. I would love to hear from you.
It's a great question.
To close with.
It's a great question. I think also with age, like I'm getting more emotional about thinking about these things.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you do too.
Yeah,
having kids.
Yeah, and I'm just an emotional wreck as it is. So then,
kind of same.
With life
too.
right now, we were talking about earlier. It also puts everything in perspective, and you're like,
for sure.
Geez.
Like having a wife now, it's like, man, like thinking about my 7-year-old self. I think about having a 7-year-old kid, and like, that like gets me all.
Oh yeah. No, it does.
What I would tell my 7-year-old self is to not stress out and sweat all of the just like the small things that are happening. Enjoy your life and enjoy your friends and enjoy the moments where you can go outside and play football and scrape up your knee and get a scab, dude.
Yep.
Like enjoy all those moments. Enjoy the moments of being in the house with your mom and your family, because the amount of time you spend with them from 0 to 18 is like somewhere in like the 80 to 90% of the time that you'll spend with them the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's a hard thing for me to like fully understand and like accept as fact.
Yeah.
But it truly is.
Yeah.
It truly is. And being here and my mom still being in Winnebago and doing the things she's doing, dude. She opened an ice cream shop. She's lit, and they're opening. Her and my stepdad are about to open a restaurant.
Okay, dude, we need
fire.
we need to take a road trip. I love ice cream.
Okay, perfect.
Have you heard,
it's incredible.
Have you heard my ice cream hot take?
No.
Jenny's is trash.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, sorry, Jenny's, but you know, like,
I've said this on way too many episodes, but that's where I said what I said.
It hurts my stomach so bad.
I want hand spun cookie dough ice cream. That's all I want.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well, we can get that up in Illinois at the Scoop.
It's called the Scoop.
It's called the Scoop.
I'm dead ass.
She's a genius, bro.
Dude. We have to take a road trip up
She's
there.
a genius. She had no idea, but she's a genius.
Oh, I'm in.
And so I would tell my 7-year-old self to live, to always listen to your parents, always listen to your mom, but live a little bit, for me, just live a little bit more free and not so worried about every single thing that was going on.
Yep.
Embrace the people around you, embrace your friends. Don't always say sorry all the time. I was a kid that always apologized, I think, to maybe minimize
Do you still
myself.
do it as an adult?
I do. I'm
do
the first person to say sorry normally. But I'm also
It's like a knee-jerk reaction because you're scared of I don't know, trouble or something.
Something like that.
I don't know why.
I think we also like to make people feel really comfortable and at home. And like, we don't want anybody to feel like they're
so
being
we'll apologize.
On
We'll apologize for things that need no apology.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that's me too, brother. That's me too. But
it's beautiful though.
Yeah, man, just love yourself as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And find some confidence, dude. And things are gonna be so crazy, but they're gonna be so beautiful, man. You're gonna like go on the craziest ride of your life.
Yeah.
And you're gonna meet some wild people, and you're gonna have
one night you're gonna end up partying with Miley Cyrus on her birthday.
Yeah.
And you don't even know who she is yet.
Yeah, have no idea. Have no idea.
All right, so
that, and then in 5 years with Kat and NAPD.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you, man, and we haven't really talked about it, but NAPD's down to just Allie and I.
Okay.
Now.
Trey had told me that.
Yeah.
That you guys had
things were starting to dwindle a little bit. And we're trying to figure out where we want to go and what we want to do. And we're going to take some time with that. And the best part about it is that we built and established a brand, and those things don't go away. The company and producing clothes at the clip that we're doing it now might change, or slow down or whatever. Especially the economy's crazy right now, and trying to produce clothes and tariffs, all these things.
There's a lot of minutia with it that
there's so much
convolutes it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't really know where NAPD will be in 5 years. I know that it'll be something that I know that I have immense pride in and had immense joy in. And no matter what stage of NAPD it is in 5 years, I'll be happy that it happened, that we did it.
What a great perspective to have, though.
You know, like,
yeah, I do.
I'm not a regretful guy. I want to, if I ever have the feeling of, man, I wish I would have done this, I usually recognize that before, and I'll go do it.
Yep.
And so we did it, and we did 2 Super Bowls.
That's unreal.
We've connected with artists and athletes all over the entire world at the peaks of their
just the names you've mentioned.
I mean, and I don't mean to be like a I don't mean to be a name drop at all.
But I think that's what goes. We've talked about this, but I think that's what sets you apart as a relational human. Is like you're not
at all.
You're not name dropping. You're just like, this is just stories,
and
which I think is the greatest ones.
In 2015, when I met Miley and Sam and Brandy and Noah and all these people, and Van and Bobo and Ty and Burke and Sales and all of the people.
You just wanted to say Bobo's name again.
Yeah, Bobo's name again. Get out of here, Bobo. But dude, like
strays.
From 2015 when I met them, I've asked Bobo for a lot now.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, and I'll get into where I see Kat and I in 5 years, but I think this is important for anybody in Nashville that's moving here or has been here for a few years trying to figure out how they're going to make it. I think the main thing that people need to understand is what we were talking about at the beginning of this with currency and with people.
Yeah.
That is not to be used at your own leisure to advance yourself and whatever agenda you have in life. To me, when I first got here and until this day, I've never asked those people for anything.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I haven't needed help. And that doesn't mean to ask for help when you need help. I don't mean don't ask for help.
Yeah.
What I mean is that the intention behind building relationships is not to get out what you think they can give you back.
Well, because the names you just said are people you could easily use to your advantage.
Well, yeah. I mean, for sure.
You know, but that's not been your approach. Your approach has been like, let me build a relationship.
Build genuine relationships.
And good things come out of genuine relationships.
Absolutely. And whatever happens from that happens from that. I didn't ask Brandy to go on tour. She asked me to.
And what an incredible opportunity.
Absolutely.
You know?
Like such a
And what
cool
a great
thing.
Perspective to have.
Yes,
of getting
bro.
to do something.
Just like what you said, bro. Like you're not in it to milk this thing and for yourself. You could care less about what you actually do. It's really more about the human being that you are. So when you get here, put your head down, work really hard, get outside, get into the mix. And this is actually not just a Nashville thing, bro. This is everywhere.
Everywhere, yep.
Get into the mix, work really hard, be so good to people genuinely for just being a good pillar, a good drop in this massive ocean that we're in, bro.
Right.
And see where that ripple effects takes you. That's my main thing I think we've kind of lost a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I just hope that people can get back to just be a good person.
Yeah.
That effect will go so much further than anything else that you have.
Absolutely.
You know, intent wise, with what you think you can get out of things. The last thing is Kat and I in 5 years, hopefully we have children. That would be really, really dope. I'm excited to be a dad one day.
Dude,
bro.
you'll freaking crush it. Too.
Thank you, man. I don't know how to do it.
No,
but
anybody that says they do is full of shit.
Right,
bro. I have an 8-year-old and don't know how to do it.
Right. But your 8-year-old, from the stories that you've told me, you're a great dad, bro.
Man,
he came.
That means the world.
To have the perspective that he had, and to be able to sit you down and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm sorry that I was." Yeah. Doug, like, you don't need to know anything else other than you're on the right path.
Man, I appreciate that. That means the world.
And I could only hope that my kids one day do the same thing with me.
I've never met your wife.
Yeah, she's the best.
But I've heard enough to know that she's incredible. And that is the greatest aspect of being a good parent that you can have, is picking the right partner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh dude, like she rescued me at a time. Dude. That there was a lot of outside involved.
And there's a lot of patience that great wives have to have towards their husbands.
Yeah.
Because we have to grow up.
Dude, we got to learn a lot of stuff that we don't know.
I mean, Tori and I have now been together long enough that she doesn't try to change me. She just knows that when my head's on my ass, I'll eventually get it out.
Yeah, 100%. But that's marriage.
That's marriage.
Right?
Yep, 100%.
Partnership.
Yeah.
And we would never admit it. But I could imagine there'd be a time where where those roles are reversed. I could imagine.
Oh, 100%. Sometimes she's wrong. Everybody.
I didn't want you to go out and have to do it.
Listen, I don't know.
I don't want to get you in trouble, brother.
No, bro, I don't need help getting in trouble.
Right.
But listen, everybody thinks my wife's an angel, and she is.
Right, she is.
But she's also, she got a little spice.
Yeah,
when you
of course.
Hey,
of course.
And
we love him for it.
And she is an angel.
Absolutely.
What is it? Did that camera just beep? It's still recording.
Yeah. I see a red light.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I thought I heard a beep. We might be running out of space in the.
It's okay. All right. I mean, bro, we're there.
You got anything else you want to add?
Dude.
So in 5 years, you guys have kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and maybe you live in Nashville, maybe not. Maybe we're in Europe, or maybe we're in LA. Or
live somewhere fun I can visit.
Yeah, bro, of course, whenever, dog. But the last thing I will say is I truly appreciate you having me on, bro, and I really appreciate you giving me just the opportunity to come and sit and just chop it up. And
it means the world. For real.
Dude, we're new friends, bro. So it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, and now you're stuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in.
Where can thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for the kind words. Where can people find NAPD stuff?
You can do notapipedream.com. You can do official NAPD.com. Socials are NAPD official. My email's aj@napdofficial. If you need to ask me any questions, I'm always down. My Instagram is Alexander Jordan Thomas. It is my full government name.
That's bold.
Blast.
That's bold. That's bold. Government name is bold.
But it used to be AJ Raps Official. So
can we go back? Hey, maybe we should go back. Hey, if you want him to go back to AJ Raps Official, drop it in the comments. Send us an email at info@greenhousemedia.com. He's gonna go back. We're gonna start a campaign.
It might. I think
just like
Cody Prizer. I think Cody and Madison Prizer would be the first two to sign up for that campaign.
Oh man. Hey, listen. Because of Deepish, Pizza Hut is gonna bring back the buffets. You heard it here first.
Maybe a deep dish for Deepish.
Dude, in fact, we got a signature pizza. Come on, Pizza Hut. We want to be sponsored.
Come on, baby.
And also, we're gonna bring back AJ Raps.
Yeah. Oh my God. We don't need to bring him
Thank you
back.
so much for coming on. This has been another episode of Deepish.
Thank you.
That was my conversation with my friend AJ Thomas. Hope you enjoyed getting to hear us talk and just have a great time hanging out as friends and get to know him a little better as a human being. So I didn't mention this in the intro. I'm wearing a Duke jacket. Shout out, go Blue Devils. When this episode releases, it is the start of conference championship week. If you don't watch college basketball, I'm sorry. But it's the start of tournament conference championships, which means next week is March Madness. The start of what I think is the greatest sporting season of life, because you go March Madness into arguably the greatest week of the year, and that is Masters Week. And hopefully this year we're going to have a Duke National Championship straight into somehow Tiger Woods plays in the Masters. And he wins. He said he might play. He didn't say he wouldn't. And I want you to know that if Duke wins a national championship and Tiger Woods plays in the Masters and competes, this might be the most egregiously insane sports episode of a podcast you'll ever hear, because I would be losing my mind. However, if you love the show, please make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I don't know why I said Twitter, because we rarely use it. Facebook, Deep Dot-ish podcast. Deep Dot, is it? Listen, I do this every week, and I know what the username is. It's Deep Dot-ish podcast. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us there. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple or Amazon or Spotify, so you don't miss an episode. Leave us a 5-star review, and we will keep bringing you as good episodes as we can possibly bring you, which I think they've all been great so far, and have some fire ones in the chamber. So thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week for our next episode.